of your sin. Why do I keep trying when I know I can't win? You crystallize, they crystallize me. I'm paralyzed, you crystallize me. You crystallize, they crystallize. Crystallize.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Frost Esports, and tonight we got some Valorant action for you. Whiteout number 22, $300 prize pool on the line. Tonight I am joined in the casting booth by the one, the only Edu. How are you doing today?
Sorry about that. Lava, I'm doing pretty good right now, and especially since this is the first time I've casted here at Frost Esports. Of course, this place has been doing this a lot longer than I think I've even been casting here. I think we're at number 22 of consistent, wonderful gameplay brought to you. And today, I think we do have some Valorant to showcase for everybody here. So thanks for having me.
Valorant action. Now we got two teams already, semifinals already set up, that top bracket already going through, and we're going to be watching the semifinals matchup and then the finals matchup. The semifinals matchup going to be a best of one between Surf Esports and Basement Esports. Now both these teams smashing their round one games 13-3 and 13-0 respectfully. You know it's going to be a good one.
Oh, absolutely. And the thing is, Surf Esports as well, they're definitely coming off of a high with the 13-3 being the most recent game played. But again, looking at Basement Esports, 13-0, absolutely demolishing their previous competition in the bracket. But with Surf going 13-3, there is a decent chance that they might have a run for their money here. Obviously, in that upper bracket, just above where we have Verity going up against another team, Powerpuff Boys. So whoever wins that one will be moving on to the best of three finals after this one. But of course, the first thing we have to do is get into this game here with the wonderful Surf versus Basements to see who's going to be making it out of this best of one.
Yep. And map is going to be Icebox for these two teams. And if you make it to that finals, you guarantee yourself a piece of that $300 prize pool for these teams. And like you mentioned, though, both these teams very dominant in their first game, going to this best of one, going to be a fun one here on Icebox. Tell me a little bit about Icebox, if you will.
Icebox is a map that has been arguably attacker sided because of a lot of different things, but recently, or not so recently, it had been changed to be a little bit more on the fence about how people are going to be moving forward. Obviously, on this map, you have a very defined meta with two initiators, maybe even two sentinels, and a Viper. Viper is the best control agent in this game, especially in Icebox specifically. So what we need to be seeing here coming out of these teams is that kind of mobility and the ability to take this site fast. What Icebox does bring to the table is, of course, a very tough way to get onto that site. But once they break it, the retake is so hard. And that's what makes this game really kind of attack-sided, as a lot of people would argue.
Very an attack-sided map. Like you said, Viper, a huge pick on towards this map. And we're seeing a couple other power picks. We're seeing the Chamber coming out from Surf. Obviously, it's going to be Chamber v Chamber most likely. And who can make more of a difference? Who of those Chambers, the true to force, can make a difference, can take out enemy players? And we're talking about a best of one. You do not really have any ground to give up. You lose this game, you're out of the tournament, but you win. You secure yourself a place in that finals.
Yeah, and that's the finals where you want to be. As you said, $300 is going to be on the line, and when you have that kind of money floating around, you definitely want to try to snatch it up. But looking in, us loading right in. Of course, we do have a Jet on the defending team, and Jet is one of the better agents on this map, especially for the attack side, because a lot of this map is high versus low, the ability to get up above people, and Jet is probably the best agent in the game to actually bring that to the table. But you look at the duelist coming out from the attackers, and you might be seeing there isn't a duelist. They have a Sage, a KO, a Sova, and then really the only person that I can see bringing that duelist role out will be that KO. Be able to pop flash, walk around a corner, but that's a lot riding on the shoulders of Mr. Z's here. So let's see how that's going to be bringing to the table.
I mean, you got to expect the Chamber to make some sort of difference, but like you mentioned, playing for that Sage, playing a little bit more, playing for the res, playing a little bit more control rather than those fast retakes that you mentioned that you really need to get on site, hold it down. It's going to be interesting in this one now. Obviously, you said attack heavy. You're going to want to get an advantage if you are on this attacking side, because going into the defense, it is going to be really, really hard to hold down that round lead.
Yeah, and you know, if they want to get that round lead, they're going to have to try to break through. And the fact of the matter, these attackers are going to have a lot of a struggle breaking through, but once they do get onto that site, their post game pushing people off is really quite large to make sure that no one is going to be hitting too terribly hard here. But I got to hand it right now, going with that B push, definitely where you're going to want these pistols.
Yep, B push here for Surf Esports on this attack. Looking for something here. Just gonna be again pistol round. Kind of swings the favor. No real utility or anything on the sides. Zames is actually gonna get the first one here for Surf. So immediately a 5v4 gonna take that site quick. You see that Sage wall utilized, and Z's takes a second. So really good right here for Surf. The plant is actually going to come down as Dog trades one right back.
Planted.
Yeah, getting those trades. Dog is not done. Last bullet gets the pick on his Zames, and there goes the controller. But there is going to be Goated getting a Goated pick and leaving only one remaining. It is Asura to try to crutch this out. Of course, still having full util of the shock darts. Knows where one of them is, but that's going to give away his position in a 1 against 3. He's got to get past these players, and of course, Boda is going to try to body him. Right now, this is all up to this Nova, and there's going to be 1 pick, leaving 2 more.
He will get that first, like you said, has those shock darts available, but the bomb is ticking. Swinging on the Sage, has to reload. The Sage is trying to dip on out. The Sage will get out just barely. The bomb is ticking. Sage does die. Asura, oh, he gets the 3rd, but it is all for nothing. The bomb is on.
Yeah, I mean, a beautiful attempt there getting out too, but when you have the bomb ticking down, you're just going to get pushed off of that site, and it will blow up in your face no matter what happens. But a triple kill coming out from the defense off the bat. They did get every pick, so they have enough money here that if they do a full save, they're going to be looking great during that round 3 buy round. And on a map like Icebox, defense wants to get weapons in hand. The attack's going to have a lot of an issue, especially without a duelist.
Exactly. They will have that investment, though. You know, they win the pistol round, get a little bit of that extra money in their bank account. They're going to have to do something fantastic here. The drone going to send out for some information. Try and send out. Once again, it is looking like that B site push. Only 1 player towards this B site, so an opportunity here for Surf. They're going to get this ult orb on the KO. Maybe switch it on over to a different player. Just bait out to Dawn. Might have an angle here to swing around the corner. Just has a pistol, though. Going to send that flash out. But the swing here from Zames. Now they're pushing on fast. The KO is flash, but actually gets a trade here. 4v4. They'll get the wall once again. The plant is down.
Plant is going to go down, and so is Dog and Slade getting them onto that site. It's going to be a 2 against 4 retake, and they're only Rocket Classics, but this is why you want to pick up a rifle here, because they are not letting anybody alive. Twiz getting down the last person, and now just Sora here trying to find some more, but there is Z's.
I mean, beautiful. Another beautiful attack round here from Surf Esports. They're going to take a 2-0 lead here. And that investment really pays off. Going to be the first gun round here for Basement Esports. But that is beautiful communication there. Just using that Sage wall to get themselves full site secured there. And then that flank coming through just forces those players into a bad scenario. And they're going to take a nice 2-0 lead here.
Yeah, a 2-0 lead. Definitely kind of expected after you win that pistol round to definitely win if the enemies do choose to save. And that is what happened. But looking at defense, they got rifles and a lot of money, a lot of armor, a lot of HP that they're going to have to get blown through if they want to take this. Now, attackers here, they're already split off here trying to do a default play. That's kind of the strat that you're going to be expecting from players in this situation. And with Sora using so much util to push up here, making it back up is a little bit risky, but there's Slade getting twizzed, and now it's going to be that A site that they want to try to take.
Going for B those first 2 rounds. Now switching it on over to A. Trying to be multifaceted here. Z's will take the first one onto the site, though. So immediately an equalizer, a 4v4, and they've drawn a lot of players over here. They have the possibility to get a rotate. Might try and flash out and just get there. And a res will actually make it a 5v4. So it looks like full rotation here. Just playing patient, trying to get players forward. But the Dawn has a nice angle there. Get one on that rotation. Make sure they do not get out for free.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the strat here. You want to get 1-for-1 if
Revealing
anything is
area.
going to be happening. You can't have anything be sold for free. Unfortunately, it's not a flea market, but this is where we're going to see one. But look at that timing, being able to just barely get away from this Spectre.
30
But right
seconds
now,
left.
the wall perfectly used, pushing everybody away from that A site, and they have to go the long way. But Dog might be there just in time to get one, but that is actually a trade
Spike
by
down
Z's.
A.
Getting 2 down, the Spike down as well. Instead, gets re-picked up. 15 seconds remaining. Spike is going to get planted over in the rafter here, making sure no one is going to be able to defuse that too easily. But 3 against 2. The retake for the 2v3. This is going to be tough for base here. Basement, a little bit rough going forward.
A rough retake here, 2v3 on this A site, and you just see it though from Surf. They pull back and forth, the double rotation off, and now they're gonna push on in though for the Dawn again. 3v2 in their hands, not checking that corner, gonna be all up to Slade here. Bomb ticking down. Slade's gonna look around the corner, knows where one is, but just cannot find him out. And you see the gun, at the top left of your screen, but Twiz, the timing not there. 3-0 for Surf, and once again they just pull them back and forth between both sites. It just seems like Basement could never find any ground to hold on to there.
Yeah, I mean, Basement definitely being the underdogs under the house that is owned by Surf right now. They're doing such a great job pushing these players away and making sure that anybody who tries to touch the site after they have that bomb down just goes down with the bomb. And that's what we saw pistol round with Asura, and that's what we just saw with Slade. Unfortunately, Slade was not able to see what we see, the little bit of dramatic irony, but now it's a new round, and this is going to be a pretty risky round for the defense considering they have no money, and it's a big push towards B.
Scraps of their economy, that is all that is left here for Bodo. Watching this flank, trying to go B here, but recognizing these players are trying to swing, get fixed. Zames get the first, Bodo gets the second. Surf in a 5v3 now. The pistols here on the side of Basement just not working out. The rotation coming through, pulling those two players, making sure you watch that flank. Beautiful communication, but now pushing on this A site. A circuit to
Spike
trade.
down A.
Now a 4v2, once again in a rough retake situation here for Basement Esports.
Yeah, already not in the best case scenario, but there's Dog taking a bite out of Z's with a clean headhunter headshot. Now, this is where you're going to want to be, especially in a 0 versus 3. You need to try to get some rounds here, and that is a rifle now in the hands with Dog. Whiffing one more shot, but this flank from
Player
Dawn
standing.
might just be good enough, and that's going to be one pick down, and now it's just 2 remaining. What can we see from It's the Dawn pushing in? Lots of util still remaining in this utility belt. And now they just have to get past Twist here, and I think they just might be able to, but the bomb, it's ticking.
Time is going down, and Dawn needs to swing soon. The flash is going to go out. Try and get these players out. He finds the flash, but it's just not there. Once again, Surf. Communication just absolutely beautiful to lock down that A site. Dog gets a crucial kill there to do some damage to the economy, but it is a full invest once again for Basement Esports, and you see how much credit is left. If they do not win this round, I mean, they're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, a lot of trouble if they can't seem to get this round, especially right now. Basement, they saved the last round, so they have enough for this one. They got all rifles and full armor, but you got to start looking at the ultimates. It's been enough rounds where we see them pop out. We got the Null Command and we got the Sova Hunter's Fury, which means this could be what they need to actually shut them back. But right now, the attackers also have a Null Command at their disposal, and they're taking that B site yet again. We've seen how powerful they are on B, and it's going to be tough, but already Sora taking out one.
Sora will get that first one down, but B-Site going to try and be that answer here. But switching back and forth and playing both sides, but KO going to be eliminated. Still
Spike
Resable
down,
here.
B.
Sora and Dawn getting kills for the first time. It seems Basement has some sort of lead in this game. It's round. Just got to do some work. Twist will get the first, actually.
Last player
Get
standing.
traded, and it's all going to be down to one player. Boda for Surf. Gonna have to go massive here, get 3 on his own. First swinging around, sees him, but now he knows that he's on the flank. They know where he is. He is just stuck. All this utility just being chucked at him, stuck in that corner. And Basement Esports, they take their first round.
Yeah, and that is the round that you're gonna want to steal from this. Obviously, what we saw, the ultimate popping out from It's the Dawn, and that is gonna be the dawn of time where you're gonna see the picks getting dropped. What we saw from that KO is with that ultimate able to scare away all the people. They weren't able to push up, and when you don't have a duelist to actually get those like consequential kills, you're gonna be taken back.
I mean, for Surf, it's not too damaging. You know, you lose a round, you know, you get down to 4-1, but, you know, they still have finances. They still have the money to recover here. We're going to pop the ult, though. Try and make it 2 rounds in a row here for Basement Esports. Knives trying to do some damage. Surf Esports, but Twiz does have this tour de force, and he's looking on the side. He sees one, misses that first shot, but now resetting. Trying to look towards this A side. It is only Viper here. Missing a couple of shots there. Trying to make a connector, but Z's is already here. Z's swings. He gets the first, and now looking to take it. He takes a second. Z's gets traded, but a beautiful walk up there, and already they have A.
Yeah, and they did just take that A. Yes, we saw Twiz. We waste so many shots, 3 to be exact, but it made the space for 1 push up. And there's Sora, though. The reason why they were able to get their shut down by this Jet and the Bladestorm with all the util dumpage. It's just going to be this Jet on the point with the Chamber. A different tour de force, but another whiff shot from the Tours today. And honestly, this is looking like the Tour de France when it crashes. All we got to see right now is these players push up, and there we go. Finally, 1 goes down to this Chamber ultimate, and they still have 2 rounds remaining. 11 HP and another pick, leaving only 1, but they're out of ammo.
Survivor's rest.
It was a messy round for both teams there. Ends up going in Basement's favor. If they drop another one, Finance is now going to be a little bit short. They did use that chamber ult, but yeah, like you mentioned, no real connection, no real damage done from those chambers except at the end of the round. But Dog gets a couple. You know, we see those knives from Sora just coming in clutch there. It's going to be pretty low finances now for both teams.
Yeah, I mean, the finances finally leveling it out, but for the first time, we're actually seeing the attackers not be able to buy full armor, and they're kind of broke right now. So, yes, they might be at an advantage when it comes to rounds 1. They might be losing that momentum that they've built up for after themselves, and they might notice that this game is a lot harder than the last one. But here's going to be Slade getting a little bit of info knocked down. Luckily, this positioning makes it so they're not going to be spotted easily, and there is going to be the first pick, and they spot the second. Now, let's see if... But look at that flick from this KO. Beautifully played, and now it's going to be a 2 versus 5. No, make that a 1 versus 5, and it's just you, but Z's is the person who kills all his opponents.
It is clean. Holy, the Viper's Pit invested for absolutely nothing. The drone gets all of the knowledge Surf needs, and once again, the A site just taken immediately. Flawless for them, just sending on in. The Viper's Pit invested, and they no longer have that tool for Basement on defense.
Yeah, using that Viper Pit early to try to lock out A site, hopefully make that B stack worth it. Backfired dramatically with the first initial pick onto the Sova, but then it just was a domino effect from there. And now this A site looks to be guarded by only a very low Viper, and there's the first pick yet again being the Sova.
Twiz will get that first one. Zame's getting a second. Twiz getting a third. Surfer just snowballing this momentum, and it is down to just 1 already. Such a fast round. The Dawn on 14 health. Surf finishing it off really, really quick. And now the momentum, the finances, all in their favor here. Your Basement, you got to start thinking maybe this is the time to think about a timeout. I mean, I think 6 rounds here, you know, not in a row, but it seems like your defense starting to crumble down.
Yeah, I mean, especially right now, considering they don't have a lot, like if they were to call a timeout, they don't have a lot of ultimates that they could really start using, or maybe even enough credits to change the strategy that they need. If they were to call a timeout, it'd be a change in where they're playing position wise, and that's what we're seeing. We already are seeing the Viper rotate over to B instead of A, but it still might not change a whole lot with this Sova needing to find that first initial pick, sitting on the Hunter's Fury for so long.
Sitting on that ultimate, waiting for the perfect time to utilize that. It seems A has been working for Surf, and they want to continue this. Player's going to rotate over, and Z's going to get one here first. It's important. Slade and Sora both eliminated already. A 5v3. It just seems like Surf getting the first touches, getting those first picks, and just giving themselves an advantage. Dawn trying to swing here with this flash. Asura gets one back. Same trade, Dawn trades, but now it's a 3 versus 1, all down to this chamber. Dawn is going to see this player, but it is just too late.
Wow.
Surf is just so quick with it.
Yeah, incredibly quick to surf to the top here. And unfortunately, we did see Dog get set to the pound near the end. And that's why you're going to want to try to maybe shift it up just a little bit. Maybe, honestly, if they send 2 people in mid, that could be a strategy that would not be expected, and they get that mid control that they lose almost every round because of those initial picks by the player Twizzed. And honestly, though, I said that they would be having a rough time without having a duelist unless Z's became that duelist. He's sitting 16-4.
Yeah, 4KD absolutely making a difference here in this game. And once again, it is the A push here for Surf. They are going to walk on in. Sage utility there to try and stop them, slow them down just a little bit. Here once again, like you said, no players in mid, no players to rotate. They just quick onto the site. Sees 16-4 coming into this round, been making a difference, and the plan is already down. For Pit going to come down on this offensive side for Surf, but Hunter's Fury from Zura is actually going to try and hit me, but it doesn't get any at all.
Wow. I mean, having a Hunter's Fury not do that amount of damage, which he's been sitting on it for quite some time, just for it to get a little bit wasted there. And honestly, at shock. But the enemy still for the defense now, after all of this ultimate being used, the aim seems to be what is the play of the game, with Slade anchoring the back, looking to find out if they can pick up the spike. But do they have any idea that there's actually someone behind? It looks like they do spot out Z's, and the Stinger's gonna sting, taking out 1. But now they need to get 2 versus 2 done. Do like the little bit of recon they're getting from that drone. But here's Twizzed versus Slade again, and the Stinger is just coming out on top, and now it's just a 1 versus 1. Sova diff there, leaving only Slade here to maybe slay the last one. And the Stinger, it's 950 credits, and you could pull off that. That's what we need to see here.
That is a beautiful round, especially for how Basement were trending, but it's a lot of wasted utility. Like you mentioned, that Stovall just really goes wide, hits none, and Slade having to go massive there. 3 kills on that round, pulling the round out of the gutter for his team. It's just beautiful. I mean, for Basement, they need this round. They need to recover. We're talking about the possibility of, if you lose these next 2 rounds, a 9-3 half. Definitely not where you want to be sitting.
Yeah, I mean, we are looking towards that 9-3, especially with the way that the economy momentum, the shift is rotating. And of course, this is why we need to see them actually hold it together to push into this site. And right now, Basement is just trying their best to crawl out of the bottom, out of this little dwelling they got here. I do like the ultimate.
See what they can do. Again, A side it looks like for Surf, but I think they're just gonna rotate out. It seems like they're very comfortable to just walk away. You know, you think they're going A, they're going B. You know, you think they're going B, they're going A. Just they really have that power to pull players over. They fake the rotation maybe and going back towards the A side. Dog though will get the first here, an important pick against that KO that has been really devastating towards this Basement team. But Surf, they're gonna have to get something going, just playing a little bit slower. Longer, faster, playing the patient game. With 30 seconds left, no real control over any site.
You will not kill
Yeah,
my
and
ally.
that is going to make this another 5 against 5. And now it's gone from a 4 against 5 to a 5 against 4. The flip of the century, getting these players down. Why Sage is so good. And there's the Hunter's Fury saying you can't run away. And you're not going to be able to, with Twist finishing off the damage that is dealt. And the spike now planted. This is why Surf is currently at the top. They have brought this round back beautifully. Now it's Zames versus these players. Sora coming in and doing some damage, already taking out Z's here. But 3 versus 4, just pushing up. Dog is going to bite down and take out Zames. And now they want some more, but there is going to be Goated getting a Goated shot onto Dog. But now 2 versus 2, and they're all linked up.
Enemy remaining.
Boda swings, he gets the first. It's now a 2v1. It is just Twiz and Boda looking for him. They have him trapped. They have this final player peeking for the spike, but there's nowhere that this Jet can go. Trapped and dead. Surf win yet another round. And this time, you're changing their strategies up just a little bit to confuse that defense. Maybe faking the rotate and then just playing slow. You see, they don't really push site until those final 30 seconds. They've been pushing in like the first 15, first 30. So it's really good to switch up these plays, throw the defense off guard, and still be able to take a win in that round.
Yeah, and you're gonna want to take that win every single time. And right now, their last game, they went 13-3. And honestly, with this kind of gameplay, if they can keep it up, if Z's can keep being the kill all your opponent KO, you're gonna want him to be in this game. And maybe a 2-for-2, 13-3.
Possibility of repeating that round. Dog's gonna have to be back out of there, get out of danger. And yeah, last round of the half here. Trying to get something going here for Basement. Trying to come out of this half with a moral victory. The plane is already down here. Coming back to this B site we saw early in this half. But Wiz gets the first. Most likely going to be able to utilize this position here on the top. Z's with 16-4. We saw making a huge difference. Possibility of just this lurk play. Just staying there, just waiting. Dog just gets killed, and all of a sudden a 5v3 here for Surf. They're gonna push on into flash. Z's swing. It's down to 2. It's down to 1. It's absolutely beautiful. The final player with this shotgun gets 1. Surf almost gets the second. That one dominating that first half.
Switching sides.
I mean, what we're seeing from Surf right off the way, as you said it there, Llama, is a domination onto these poor basement dwellers, and that's what you're going to be expecting here. But can Basement really choose to bring it out? Maybe they got some secrets hiding in their basement that they don't want to show yet, but when we see it, it might be either horrific for Surf or GG no re. Let's see what's happening now, moving into the switch here with, honestly, Surf's team very defensive heavy.
Very defensive heavy, and I mean, you mentioned it is an attack favored map, but if you get that KO off the ground, and you have the ability to get kills on that KO, making it into that duelist role. I mean, you can pop off, you can have this really good defensive side, and for Surf, that's what they're going to look to do here. Basement, they're going to try and recover. 9-3 curse though, you know, in the back of their mind here, but Dog goes straight out with 2. Beautiful.
Wow, I mean, double kill for Dog, and that is the D to the double D. Let's see what can happen with Goated now. Kind of anchoring that A site, but with all the picks down in mid, looks like these attackers are going to choose to hit up B. Right now, we're seeing already a shift in momentum, but also a shutdown from Zames on a Dog, and Sora, and Slade. That's the gameplay you need to see. Come on, Slade, you're good for one more. There's 3, and the flick almost gets It's the Dawn.
I mean, Zames is going massive in this round. 3 headshots with that Sheriff. Now a spike plant from Dawn. Gonna have to win this 2v1 here. Did Zames do enough? Goated gets the kill right on away, and already a defuse and Surf. They're gonna take the first one of this round, and you mentioned it at the start of this half that if you win that pistol round, you get a lot of really good tools to go into that, you know, extra purchase round right after. And that is not something you want to give over if you're Basement being down 3-10 here.
I know, 3-10. You know, just after a pistol round, you're facing off against double digits, and that might seal the deal. But what's even more shocking right now is the fact that I'm not seeing them buy a whole lot, but finally, they're pulling out those Spectres, having that armor with them, trying to shut down, hopefully, the momentum of Team Surf. But if you know how surfing works, the second you wobble on that board, you're going to fall straight into the water. Is that what they're trying to bring to the table if they're Basement, or is this round going to go real fast towards that A site right now?
Going fast towards that A site, it would seem. Stage wall going to be immediately broken down. Try and get them on in. So, they do have some investment here. Again, if Basement lose this round, finance is not going to be good. Send that drone in, try and get themselves some information. Buddha there, trying to just play some point defense. Gets the first, Z's gets the second. This A site push has really just been shut down so far. Dog gets a trade back. They're just looking to defend here, trying to play this, and Z's catches them out. Z's gets a third, looking for it all. The pistol pushes on in. It is 4 for Z's and 11-3 for the Surf defense.
I mean, 11-3 is exactly where you want to be. That's the kind of gameplay that you require for this. And honestly, right now, what we're seeing coming out from all of these players is just confidence in King here. I mean, what we got from Z's being so consistent to get those picks, 22 and 8, rocking a Bulldog, which is honestly a rare second round buy, and showing why. That is the bigger dog in the lobby. Don't even think about the dog on the enemy team Chamber, but now they're pushing in right here. These attackers need to take this round or it's going to be GG.
I mean, they need to do some damage. They're just on pistols here. Zames and Twiz go massive with 2 kills already. I mean, it's gonna most likely be have to be a big reverse sweep here. Probably gonna go to 12 rounds here for Surf, but it's just gonna be the damage here that Basement can do, and it seems like none right now. Don will actually get one back, but Boda says,
Spike
no,
down,
Slade,
B.
you are dying. A 4 versus 2. Spike not in their hands. Altran going
Last
to
player
connect here.
standing.
Connect on one. Z's gets the first, and Twiz connects. They only take down 1 in that offensive round
Match
here, and
point.
Surf will be on match point.
I mean, match point to be on. That's kind of what we're seeing. And we just saw them 13 and 3 is some people. And looks like Deja Vu is going to be here for you. What do we got with Twiz, though? You're a chamber. That is a Odin. I am definitely asking some questions.
I'm asking some questions, but you know, it's powerful, but just wanting to bully the enemy team, I believe, is the real thought there from the chamber. But trying to swing on in, Z's will actually be there just waiting for
Spike
those
down
two.
A.
The quick rotation and Basement. We are talking about match point on the side of Surf. If you do not win this round, it is all over, and they are just waiting. Dog will actually get a first
No
KO.
charges left.
Did pop that ultimate though, is Rezable. I'm gonna try and eliminate Zames though. Gonna trade one back now. It's down to just 2. Slade trades one back. 4-2 now in base, but these 2 players are going to have to pop off. Dog gets 1, but it
Defenders
is
win.
all over the repeat of what Surf did in that first round. They are going to be going to that finals matchup, securing themselves a piece of that prize pool. They got a best of 3 ahead of them, but that looked really clean.
Incredibly clean, honestly. 13-3, both eras of this bracket. If you want to see the bracket, !bracket, and you can see the challenge link. But you guys, okay, in the chat, definitely been hyped for this, but also you gotta hype up that KO. I mean, what we just saw from Z's, I'm hoping to see it again in the finals, but we gotta first figure out who won. Of course, the up bracket, of course, you had Powerpuff Boys versus, I believe, Verity. So with them now moving forward, can we really see the same level of gameplay? I know this game might be fast, and that is a lot of reasons why this semi and now has to move into the finals in a little bit. But you tell me, Llama, what's planned next for us?
I mean, yeah, we got a best of 3. You know, Surf is going to be one of those 2 teams up in that finals. Don't know the other team just yet, but you know, it's going to be a good match. I mean, all these teams had to fight through multiple teams to get where they are, and Surf just look like they are dominating here tonight. Maybe trying to repeat again what they've done with those 13 threes. Just seemed absolutely clean on it so far. And you see attack and defense. You know, you mentioned it that if they get that KO off the ground, it's pretty much they have a pretty clean defense. But if they don't really have the duelist to get in, but they just worked around it, playing perfectly with it.
Yeah, and no duelist, no problem. Okay, they know how to become where they need to be to win that game, and that's really what they did. They were ice cold in Icebox, making sure that everybody was being ready to move into the finals on that team. Honestly, I'm really excited what kind of team composition they're going to be bringing to next, with a very obscure Icebox strategy having the double initiator, double sentinel, but obviously, we're going to find out how they're playing the next one in the finals with a new team that still is battling it out to find out which of those 2 teams is going to be meeting those in a little bit. So we'll see you guys in a little after break.
everything, fucking everything. You don't know. You had everything, threw it all away. You don't know. You got everything that you need, everything that you need. Hold on. You've got everything that you need, everything that you need. Hold on. Feel like you were unaware of all the things you ever squandered. Feel like you could live a dream, but you just failed to see it. There is always another day. For you, there's another round. No day is ever too late. There's always a way out. You got everything that you need, everything that you need. Hold on. You've got everything that you need, everything that you need. Hold on.
Been down the darkest road. Didn't think I could get out. Now I just walk on through. The ghosts are all around. Here and I can't be moved. I never look back. They start creeping in, but I'm leaving them in the past. Don't tell me that I'm dreaming. Don't tell me that I'm wrong. 'Cause I've heard it all before. And just look where I am now. We can break the cycle, find our own way out. Was the light at the end of the tunnel? So I look at myself. The ghosts are all around. The ghosts are all around. darkest roads. I know that it's true. So throw your dirt at me and make it look brand new. They all know my name. Not an easy shot. Turn these tears into gold. They shine like what I've lost. Don't tell me that I'm dreaming. Don't tell me that I'm wrong. 'Cause I've heard it all before. And just look at where I am now. We can break the cycle. Find my own way out. With no light at the end of the tunnel. So I don't give up myself.
I'm up the shit with my brother. I'm up the shit with my. I'm up the shit with my brothers. Keep lethal weapons and Glover. First make a young nigga thugger. You know best friend is to cover. Girl on me bouncing like flubber. Boy young with money like stunner. 300 a pint pour all summer. Shoot on sight if you fuck with my come up. Your boy got a license to start this. Shoot on sight isn't right, but we gunning. Sippin' Sprite pour all night at the function. Yeah, we bump 21, ain't no jumping. Feed the X and the X did the dumb shit. Said I rock one-on-one how I've done shit. In your eyes, see you jump if I smoke this. Bump an X when I flex for the youngin'.
Your boy got a license to start this. Shoot on sight isn't right, but we gunning. Sippin' Sprite pour all night at the flight at the funk, 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 funk. Pull up to the club. Pop that.
I can't do this right now.
License to start this. Shoot on sight isn't right, but we gunning. Pressing the spike all night at the flight at the funk, 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 funk. I came to rock.
Too nice is a setup. Dripped out, head to toe, peep to get up. Said the young'll be stunting in any sweater. You think you could do it better, but really could never measure. Got a Glock engraved with your name on it. It's some special designs, this is a game for me. Tiptoed on the beat in Balenciagas. Dipped out of your crib in my Gucci floppers.
Your boy got a license to start this. Shoot on sight isn't right, but we gunning. Sippin' Sprite pour all night at the flight at the funk, 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 funk. Pull up to the club. Pop that.
I can't do this right now.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Frost Esports Valorant Whiteout number 22 $300 prize tournament prize pool brought to you by Trolley here tonight. Once again, joined with Edu, and we are loaded up and getting ready for the grand finals.
Yeah, right here, right again, grand finals. And of course, we were doing a little bit of research and seeing this bracket before and after everything. And honestly, looking at what happened behind the scenes as we casted that best of one, we also had a best of one going on. And that was the previous game, Powerpuff Boys versus Verity Esports. And Verity, they crushed it 13-9, a little bit of a longer game than we just saw with Surf versus Basement, but with both of these teams, yes, both of them having won almost wholeheartedly in that first quarterfinal round. Of course, if you guys didn't know, Verity Esports 13-0'd mid squad, making mid squad live up to their name, but now they have to battle it out against Surf Esports, who arguably have had quite a nice showing of a double 13-3, but that's the bracket out of the way, and now we have the actual game to play. So hopefully we can see who's going to be taking the cake today. Is it going to be VE or SE? Or is it going to be us for being here and having fun watching some Valorant?
Obviously us, we get to watch some good, clean Valorant. But yeah, like you said, Surf has been really dominant in those first two games, 13-3 on both of them. We've seen some really interesting comps also. I mean, we'll see what they pull out for this one. But being in this grand finals, obviously, they secured themselves at least a piece of the prize pool. Want that bigger chunk, but we will be getting in here too. Once again, Ascent will be this first map, best of 3. So you have a little bit of a leeway, some time to get in, and got some agents getting loaded up here.
Yeah, and obviously looking at these agents right off the bat for Surf, we actually see, or not Surf, it looks like Surf is going to be on the attacking side. For Surf here, we do see a duelist coming out, which is a Raze. I mean, Z's, we just saw absolutely dominate on KO. And of course, the person who was playing Sage is now hovering that hit KO goated. So we're actually seeing a little bit of a role switch here, which might lead to some different kind of gameplay coming out than we've previously seen. And obviously, we could talk about Verity here rocking almost a mirrored team comp, but the Sentinel, that's a Cypher, that's a Chamber, very different.
Yeah, very, very different. But yeah, Ray's kind of matching. You see the Fade also kind of matching. But, I really like the Chamber pick here from Evade. The ability to do a lot of damage. We didn't really see it that much in that last game. But,
Choose your
the
agent.
Chamber with the Tour de Force, the ability with that ultimate to just get picks, even when your economy is low, having that tool in your toolkit to just, make a difference in those rounds. But yeah, like you said, Z's going massive with the KO last round, switching over to the Raze. I mean, we saw how much damage he could do with the KO, wondering how much damage he can do in this game with the Raze.
Yeah, I mean, with this Raze here, you're going to be seeing a lot more mobility. And obviously, this team, they have insanely good fundamentals. And when you got the fundies down, you're going to be having some fun. Of course, on the map of Ascent, this is the map where you're going to be defaulting the most, trying to burn out utility, trying to burn the enemies, and trying to make sure you don't get burned in the process. But going right into this pistol round, of course, we are seeing a big push up coming up from these members. Obviously, we do have Verity on the defense first, and I think that with the Chamber on defense first, we might be seeing something different. Of course, Cypher on attack, arguable how much of an effectiveness that will really be bringing here.
Exactly. The Cypher going to have to go big here and make a difference because, like you mentioned, want to light that enemy on fire, don't want to fly close to the sun and get burnt yourself, but it will be interesting. A little bit split push here so far as it looks like for Surf, as not committing too many players to one site just yet. Looking A-B kind of split. They have that bomb maybe going down mid, and they can choose from there. But there's 2 players of Verity able to watch through this mid zone. KY, a nice headshot there to get the first one down. Z's are trading back and Twiz. Once again, popping off last game. Z's going crazy already. First 2 kills for him going his way, and Polar, other player Verity, going to be stuck on this side. They know where they are.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely know where they're at. That is going to be a site, planting that bomb, and now the retake is underway. Of course, Evade has done a great job evading bullets, but maybe not too much with only 58 HP as they move forward and only 2 shots of Headhunter remaining. But let's see what can happen moving into this game. Of course, Polar in the back line is going to spawn out a little bit of util. That's going to force them to now go with their team. Remember, in a retake, you want to play with the person you're next to. If you split up, especially when you're down people, you're going to get gunned down. But let's see how they push.
Puck is just a little bit wide, but it is a 2v4. Once again, they'll start the swing here. Vegas the first, the Polar gets the second. A 2v2. The bomb has been ticking, though. The time is running down. Z's just waiting for that wall to go down. And this team, they may die with the bomb, but they will take that win. Z's gets another of that bomb explosion. And once again, they're going to get out to an early lead here. Nice little round one. They lose a lot of players, though, at the end. I would like to say Evade and Polar, very, very clean as that duo, but just a little bit too late on that push.
Yeah, I mean, what we just saw from them is definitely a valiant retake effort, and Verity already kind of showcasing what they're good at, able to work as a team, move together, and do some damage. But of course, there's Z's on the enemy team, and this Surf player is surfing all the way at the top yet again, 3-0. But this is a big mid push coming up, and Flanks has to anchor it down. But I think Z's with the Phantom in hand could be detrimental to these poor defenders.
Defenders are they are already all the way through mid, it seems like, rotating towards a site of their choosing. But yeah, the important thing was those kills did go into the chamber, but Godin's gonna swing around here. It is just a massacre for the Verity team, losing 3, and A site is absolutely open. Just gets that last one finished off. But yeah, I mean, you get those kills onto the chamber for Verity, the kills you want to get the person you want to get those kills on to get that ultimate loaded up. But for Surf, I mean, that's just a beautiful fish push. Big push. It's going to be down to Manny, down to 13 health. Not much you can do. Through the wall. Z's gets the final one, and 2-0 for Surf.
I mean, that's the kind of gameplay you want to expect to see. Obviously, what we just saw from Surf is going to happen when you have that second round buy round against people with pretty much no real weapons yet, but real weapons are now out. Polar, the only person on the defense without any armor and a Phantom in hand. This is going to be a tough round for Surf to really be taken, especially if they want to take as aggressively as they have been previously.
And I mean, Z's playing a really good job, and playing that Raze, you know, able to get that ultimate really fast is what you want, because Z's can make a difference. Z very, very quick on those rotations. So if Z's can, you know, get one of those rocket jumps off of your grenade there and can get on in, fly that ultimate in, it can be really, really detrimental. Giving 5 kills over, and it may get 6. Z's just loading up this ultimate. That's pushing onto site. Flanks gets one back on, ironically, the flank, but gotta turn their back. Gotta watch for the swing here. They do not look, and they lose 3 on that.
Well, it looks like you got to watch your flanks there, because that Raze just gunned through and mowed everybody down. That's the kind of gameplay you like to see from Duelist, and that was a round where they didn't really experience too many losses of life, which means their money is still looking pretty good. But now it's the buy round for the attackers, and that's where the real game starts to begin.
And even on the economy now, it's good for Verity. You know, gotta keep that locked down. Again, watch those flank plays. They were just really hidden out in that little alcove, just waiting for them to walk on in, not check it, and 3-4 for 3. But now, Surf gonna have to reset after that one. Hurts a little bit mentally, but we'll have to continue on through. Once again, splitting up. This time playing a little bit more patient, not sending all towards one way. Evade, putting some shots out there, saying this is my territory, putting some warning shots out there, but a cage will be played in return.
Yeah, that cage already being popped. Of course, you have to be cautious using those, because you don't get a lot of them, and you might have to just need them when you're pushing in. But look at that flashbang, able to blind one and stop Evade from getting a kill. But Twist in mid looking for Manny, but unfortunately not going to get anything quite yet. This is already a slow round, because they know both teams, they got rifles. And the fact of the matter, the attackers have already burned so much utility. Zames is on nothing, and defense still has so much.
Defense has a lot here, and I think they know that they have kind of rotated. Playing slow, only 40 seconds left alive. Now the swing will come through. Twiz gonna try and walk through. Evade gets 2 though on this rotation. Boda gets a trade back, and possibly a res available there. Rotation, the retake gonna have to come through. KY gets 1 there, and all of a sudden, Verity, this offense is shut down. Full sight hold, like you mentioned, they just really had no utility to get into that site there.
Yeah, I mean, we did see a lot of util get used properly early, but it's about what you do after you start popping it. Of course, Cypher Cages up and 2 got dropped. Nothing really that you can do. But one thing you have to really mention here is, of course, Evade's double kill, able to spray them down, leaving nothing but the fade. Obviously, you did have Manny pop that, or no, you had, of course,
Shake them up.
their goaded popped his ultimate to try to get in. Sorry about that. And that's already been wasted. So now it's just going to be a big rush with little guns.
Big rush to weaponry not really there, but the raised ultimate is. Z's gets one with that one. Beautiful. Trying to almost gets 2 there, almost gets 3. Lumped up for those players. Now sending him that grenade. But the battle here, Twiz takes out the op, takes out a second. Twiz with the low-level weaponry going absolutely massive. Surf, they have this raise in hell here. Ray's gonna hop up though. KY there to take 2. Sudden to trade back for Verity if they try to recover in this round.
Yeah, I mean, KY1 able to go in, and that's kind of what we're liking to see, getting 3. Wow, and that's the kind of gameplay you love to see. But with the ultimate in hand, taking them to get onto the site. Now, that's a very unique use of it, using it as a scouting option instead of a rotate option. But they know that now bomb is going to get planted on B by Boda, and it's going to be a 2 versus 2 Omen and an Initiator with an Omen and an Initiator. So how are they going to be able to do it?
Importantly, though, Boda going to be sitting on just a Sheriff here, so the greatest weaponry to fight off that defense, but Verity try and defend this one, trying to play this retake, pushing on now in. KY gone already massive. Ace possibility there for him is now swinging. Manny got that flash. The utility is here. Boda gets one of the Sheriff, and all of a sudden it's a trade. And it's huge for Twiz. Oh, that rifle, the really only purchase on the side of Surf, going huge, taking out all 3 players, including the op.
Wow.
Going massive, and Surf with that round just bouncing back.
Yeah, and the fact that they're keeping that op and putting it on the Cypher's hands, you're going to see a Sentinel versus Sentinel, op versus op, but with Evade having an op, you know, Cypher with it might not be the agent you want versus a Chamber. Obviously, it's going to be tough to keep this going, and I think they're going to duke it out right here in tiles, but no, we're actually seeing the Cypher get a little bit of info using the util. This is an A hit with a nightmare or Nightfall going in, and now they just have to get past this Omen and everybody inside the tree.
They are just waiting for them, so they do have to be careful on this A rotate. Oh, they're going to take the first now. Z's waiting on the top, looking towards rafters, looking towards this heaven side, trying to see if they can find something. The plant will come through, though. Now has to watch your back, though. Still 4v5, and you know, Verity, they're okay playing this retake. They say, we will let you take this, but we have more players. We are comfortable on this retake, and Manny going to be holding down this rafter spot, down to see if they can get anything going at all. 3 stacked up on the top. Now the rotate. The knife will most likely reveal the presence of 1. Doesn't get any. Now they're stuck here. The swing down all together. Absolute decimation. He's got to go back, but with that finisher, the defuse comes through, and Verity, it just seems like a neck-and-neck game.
You know, this is a definite neck-and-neck game, but I wish we had some replay for that. What did we just see coming out of the Omen? That spray control, beautiful. I almost thought that they were about to get another one, but of course, Twiz ain't twisting the words, only the enemy's fingers. Right now, though, they have to do an eco round, going with the light armor and the Sheriffs to make sure they buy next round. Against 3 ultimates, though, you have the Tour de Force available to evade if he chooses to lose that op again, or the Null Command and the Nightfall for the Initiators. That's a lot of util that's about to get dumped here.
Now, that is a lot of ultimates there on the side of Verity. Definitely the advantage. Still a 3-3 scoreline and a fast B hit looking to be the choice for Surf. To try and swing on in, but ults on the defensive side not going to be in their favor here. Flanks, though, trying to get one of his namesakes here. So on the swing, just gets caught. Flanks gets one there, and it is just confusion for Surf. They don't know where to go now. Knowing players are on your backside, not having B control, they're going to try to go back to A, but mid is held, and their flank is held here, so they might get caught here.
Yeah, and they just might. I mean, it's definitely a position where when you have a player like Flanks doing so much work, once they know A side's clear, they have to acknowledge it's gonna be that CT push, and they are. Look at them going right back through wine, through short, and we're seeing Flanks joined by their, of course, fade. But here we go. The attacker's now going in, and that fade is going to get one twist with the stinger. Stings one more. Don't be allergic to bees, but that's the bee's knees are tied, getting
30
twisty,
seconds
and
left.
there it is. Everybody going for it, leaving only Goated here with a stinger, joined, of course, by this person, Z's. This is tough for Surf here.
First down to just 2 men. They're kind of trapped in that mid. Just get one back, making it a 2v2. They got to plant quick, though. Only 12 seconds on the board. That fatal is going to be utilized. That Nightfall going to give a lot of information here to Verity Esports as they're going to have to play the retake. They don't know where they are, and Z's is going massive. The Raze, a possibility today to try and stall here. Trying to get some shots through the wall, flanks. The opportunity, Raze versus Raze, plus one more. The KO through the wall, get some damage here. Those players on the Surf side could be half health, but it is still 2 players, 2 angles, 2 watch swinging over, and it is just not there. Surf somehow get out of that one. It seemed like they were trapped in mid, but they find their way out and they'll recover the op.
And that's just what we're seeing here. I mean, obviously getting that operator down for that initial pick, and the fact that there wasn't a trade for the cost of an op getting dropped, you gotta ask questions there. I mean, evade, live up to your name, start dodging the bullets, not taking them, and now you're gonna have to use your tour de force if you want to clutch up this eco round. They put a lot of money towards that operator, and the attackers are happy about it. Right now, Verity needs some variety to their gameplay, or it's gonna be tough.
Down just 1 round, the Razer is going to send out real quick. Surf is happy for that one. Kind of get gifted some kills. Beautiful on that rotation. Already making it a 5v3. Fade popping this tour de force. Trying to make a difference here in this round. Going to have to get some kills with it because Zames has an op hitting on this B side. Supposed to get it for free. Evade gets a nice little shot there. Gets the first one down for Verity, though. To be a retake once again, it seems like.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that they can do for this retake. They do have the ultimate, but of course, they also don't have a lot of HP or
Spike
weapon
planted.
advantage. So defense needs to try to get that initial pick. Of course, Zames, though, the blind shot is going to get it right into market, through the smoke, through everybody. Let's see what can happen right now. Of course, evade here, looking to see if they can now do something with that tour de force they've gathered.
Evade has to go massive here. This tour de force has 4 shots, and they all necessarily need to connect. He's already missed one of them, now swinging on through. Not a lot of time. The bomb starts ticking. The shot will not connect, and Twiz is going to get this TP off. It's going to be all down to Polar, most likely trying to save that weapon on 20 HP. Surf once again. The attack is clean, just catching those 2 players out immediately, but the rifle may not be saved here. Making a couple. Zames is gonna get down, but Goated does get that trade out. Still 3 living. Side of Surf. Verity fall once again.
I think this is actually the exact same point that we saw last time with, of course, how we saw Surf 3-13. These people, they kind of have a rough start, but then they just get the momentum and nearly win the game single-handedly. And I think they might be doing that again, and we're seeing that that's causing a little bit of panic on the side of Verity. Of course, you are having them pull up the new tactic called a timeout. We didn't see it at all in the best of 1, but now we're seeing it here.
They'll take some time to talk, obviously get their coach in here, hopefully can have, can tell them what's going on. And it really seems like they're playing a little bit too aggressive. They're sending players out, and it just seems their positioning is a little bit off right now. I mean, you see that A swing into short, and those 2 player kills just immediately gifted over. Not what you want. I mean, you saw the mid push earlier where they just didn't have any players in and any control over it. So I really think they need to get their positioning down. They will have an invest here for this gun round. But I mean, we're talking about Z's once again. We talked about him last game and that difference they were making on that KO. But for this game, still 10-5, that Raze alt almost already back up. And if Raze can keep making a difference, if Z's can keep making a difference, could be a really rough time for Verity.
And I completely agree. And you also got to mention right now, Zames is having a little bit of an issue. Last game was playing on that Viper, but this time rocking, of course, the Cypher. One thing, he's not going to be able to do a whole lot on attack, but once you get the defense, that unlocks a whole new style of play. But there's the op in the hands, getting the drop, and Manny is going to get the trade on the goaded, and Z's is going to get him with the nade, the util, the use of everything they have, pushing him forward and going in. This is it with Z's getting another one, and now it's B side open with a retake as the only option to really clutch this up for this team Verity.
Reverse caster curse there on Zames. You say he's not going to perform, and he just, you know, he's listening. He proves us wrong there for a little bit, but like you mentioned, a retake, once again, it seems like Verity, that has been all the plan all this time. Twiz gets another. The retake just hasn't been working. The site is there for Surf. Through the smoke, nowhere to go. Z gets a triple, and Surf go up 6-3, double the score of the enemy.
Wow. I mean, doubling the score there right after those players made it tie. I mean, that's what you're going to be stressing about, especially since, not tie, but timeout. I mean, you know, when you're seeing, of course, Verity know that they're struggling with something, need to pull out that little bit of a crutch that you get as a timeout. For it to fail, their mentality might not be looking too hot here, but I'm certain that they're going to be able to bring it back just a little bit with a new buy round coming up.
Valorant is very much a momentum-based game, and if you do not have that mental stability, you know, you get a little bit tilted one round after another, start stacking up, and Zames, a nice op kill once again, just making it a difference. You see the ults available on the side of Surf, 4 of them, and you see that Cypher ult, the first one to be utilized. He popped around to get 2 already. We'll get traded back with that sheriff. But yeah, it's just really 4 sheriffs on the side of Verity. So fast swings here from the side of Surf. Gonna try and get that rifle recovered, but will pay for it with his life. KY gets eliminated, and Surf get the plant.
I mean, that's the kind of plan that you need to see here. Obviously, with what we have from Manny, able to use a little bit of util to push him back, but look at all of the util dropping down on this poor player. That is why we're seeing the op. And honestly, Zames, you know, I just said has not been doing too well on the attack, but with the op in hand, able to get out the 3 kills to push them back over the edge there. And right now, this is a tough round for Verity.
Reverse caster curse for him, but yeah, it was just, you know, 4 sheriffs on the side, and nothing really you can do with that, facing rifles for every single player on Surf. And I mean, once again, the invest comes through. We're talking about 2 rounds until this half is over. You talk about that Cypher. I mean, he is going to be unlocked on the defense, going into it possibly at a 9-3 disadvantage. Definitely not something you want from Verity. They need to reconnect here in the attack. Just looking clean once again for Surf. We'll see if they can do it. It is a best of 3, so you are not out of it yet, but Z's already taken the site. Once again, playing the retake. It hasn't worked for Verity, but they say they're gonna try it this time.
You know, try as they might, Zames is going to get 1. And look at that early ultimate there from Z. Is able to do a lot of damage, but you're going to want to do 150 if you want to live and get your picks that you need. Let's see what can happen right now with, of course, flanks. Instead of flanking it, running it down right through the bank of the top. Looking to find some more, but that's going to be a drop. And drops he is going to get, with Zames getting another. And now it's just going to be a 1. V2 retake yet again. Polar here. Taking a little bit of damage, 20 HP. Knows that there is 1 gen. Very cautious here. Spots out the shoulder, but the drop into them is going to end that round 8-3 for the side of Surf.
I mean,
Last
once again,
round
I mean,
before
Surf,
the
they're just getting onto the site before anything else. And I mean, it's the opinion of Verity to just, okay, that's fine. We'll give them site. We play retake, but the retake just has not been working. And you see that loss. They fully invested last round. They lose, and you see what the buy is going to be. 2 Spectres, 2 Light Shields. They'll have 2 ultimates to work with, but just the funds are really not there.
Yeah, the funds may not be there, but maybe the aim could be. I mean, obviously, they're not using the biggest of weapons, but when you have a player like a Vade rocking the Headhunter, if they get 1 or 2 shots, that could definitely dramatically switch it up. But unfortunately, whiffing that 1 and having the TP out, the only thing they really got there was some info.
Get a little bit of info of that mid push and Surf. They're looking to once again repeat their 9-3 curse from last game, but once again, taking mid for free. Just really, really good on making sure they get that positioning. Now looking, they can choose which site they want to go. More inclined to go towards that B, it seems like. Playing it slow. KY getting a lot of info, seeing that there is a lot of players mid. Gonna call some players over for assistant, but the damage already may be done as they're gonna be forced out with some utility here. And the B side is looking to be the play for Boda and company. They are already rotating on in. Ray's trying to slow them with the nades, and this timing could be huge. Verity needs to get out together. Polar needs to watch this flank, and the raise is going to be there. Z's been so big throughout this game, and Surf is already going massive. Twiz gets another. Twiz is going huge. A 3-piece to end off the half, and the 9-3 curse will be in their favor.
Sides.
It's been clean for Surf.
I mean, what we just saw there from Surf is exactly what you need to do. Obviously, you're going to want to see something happening here for these players. A little different on the attacker side now. Obviously, Verity, they are having a little bit of struggles here, but don't call their daddy yet. You're going to need to find some people to play. Now, obviously, with the pistol round, anything goes. This is how it could shift here. Obviously, we did see Surf in this exact position less than 20 minutes ago. And what that tells me is it's going to be extra cautious if they really want to be taking it. But the only thing they need to remember is if you want to take this game, you're going to have to start taking less damage. But pistol rounds begun. How are they, of course, Surf, going to adapt to this new side?
Surf going to have to adapt a little bit, but it's exactly what you mentioned. You know, they started off a little bit slow. They give a couple rounds over, kind of like a chess match. They give a couple of those pawn rounds over, but it just seems like after that, going straight for the throat of their opponents. You mentioned once again in this 9-3 position, having to adapt to this defense. They were clean with it last time, but we'll see again. This pistol round really does decide momentum for the start of the round. Push onto the A site though. Goated and Z is going to trade 2 back already. Z's is just in here, giving them no space to play. Z's gets another, and it is all down to Z. Another triple, going huge on this raise so far.
I mean, Zeez is the man who gets the threes. That's the kind of gameplay that he brings to the table. The raise to absolutely raise his team up and a beyond for this $300 in the very frosty tournament. But let's see what can happen right now that they're pulling out the double Ares meta on the map of Ascent, and I only feel pity for anybody who's about to walk into this B main.
I do not feel good. Their mental is already ruined. They want to ruin it a little bit further, and I agree with them. Just gonna try and maybe get some shots through the wall, but yeah, just pistols here for the side of Verity. You know, you imagine it's gonna be 11-3 here for Surf, and they're just gonna have to try and recover, but they got to do some damage. That's the most important thing. Try and get some damage done to the economy of Surf here. Through the wall, you know, he's I do not feel good for this. He's got to shoot through the wall. Gets a little ding to start it off. No one killed, but yeah, I do not pity them right now.
Yeah, definitely no pity party for them today, but it is going to be a party of bullets raining down in K1 with a classic actually making so much space. But remember, you got the spike there. Luckily, your team's already lurking around. Wiz is there for the retake, and the spike is now down, leaving a 1 versus 4. But let's see what can happen right now. Manny looking to find something, but look at the knife. No, the humiliation. The twist of the knife right through the gut. That's gotta hurt coming out from the Omen's triple.
I mean, you got to report Twiz for bullying after that one. The shot through the wall with the Ares and then the knife on 8 HP. I mean, Surf, you're just dirty, man. You need to calm down.
Yeah, I mean, incredibly dirty, but Surf here is definitely ready to sweep this team into the undertow, trying to push them back and make sure that they are not going to be able to really do too much. But obviously, we're seeing full buys from the attackers, but that's noted. So if you want to try to push anything, this might not be the best opportunity, because 1 nade, 1 spray, and 1 GG today. There's the combo, there's the lineup, and they just need to aim it, and that's the nade. Taken out, evade, and here we go. It's a big push up, and of course, 1 already down. This is not what these attackers need, but they crave to try to clutch up right now. 3-11.
I mean, Not a good scenario for Verity, but once again, those LMGs just going absolutely crazy through the wall. The unlimited mags there. Z's trying to make something happen, but for Verity, they're just trying to slow it down, trying to do what they can, trying to hold Spike in this mid, trying to change up their strategies because they do not have a lot of time left. Now, if they lose this game, they're still in the series. We'll have to pull off a reverse sweep in this best of 3, but just not looking good right now. Momentum definitely in the favor of Surf. Now they're going to swing on in. A lot of players still here on this B site. Manny, though, does get a trade out on Boda, and it's going to be a 4v4 as rotating in Z's. It's an absolute massacre to Wiz. And Z's combined for that beautiful defense and match point once again for Surf.
I mean, match point yet again. I think this is exactly what happened the last time we were here, but it was Icebox. And instead of being calm, cool, and collected and chilled to the bone on the map of Icebox, instead, these players have ascended to absolutely bring the same A game yet again. And of course, that's what you want to see. But this is a best of 3. And are we going to see another 13-3 again next round? Maybe, if we don't see something change for Verity. But right now, here comes a little bit of a push coming in, and all the util dumping down, trying to find themselves 1 or 2. Boda unable to do too much damage, and actually the counter spray through the wall. This is an op in the hands of an Omen looking for something. But oh, Z's just got 2.
Down A. Spike's there.
As Z's gets 2, I mean, get out your Twizzlers, ladies and gentlemen, because Twiz holding down that op in mid. Z's gets another triple, and it is looking good for Surf. Just one lonely player left alive. This Raze flanks not really in the best spot. Gotta get a 5v1 ace here and continue it, but what flanks can do. This is game number 1 on the line, trying to push into the site. No spike either. Just gonna suffocate it out. Z's looking for another flank. Gets the first. Himself out. Pick up that rifle, get the second.
I mean,
possibility.
Flanks is really showing up here, absolutely doing some damage, but with 4 bullets, that's going to be the end of the game. With, of course, 3-13 yet again for the team of Surf. And what I got to ask is, Surf, how are you feeling after that? And, of course, got to ask the chat how they like that game. But I'm also going to ask my co-caster, Llama, how was that first game of this best of 1?
I think that's the only real word to say is Surf just once again, the 13-3 is really what they like for that score line. And after, getting a few rounds out of their belt, seeing what their opponents like to play, how they like to play, just really playing super well, kind of breaking their mental at the end with those LMGs, with those knife kills, that's all part of it. You really want the momentum, and heading into this game too, I mean, they have shown they can work on any comp, any map so far. They're looking really, really clean.
Yeah, incredibly clean. And of course, with the next map being Haven, that's going to be 3 sites where they're going to split up and search for some clues to find out who's going to be taking the finals of this game. Of course, Surf already looking amazing. Verity last game in the semifinals did play quite well, so I'm expecting them to really bring it back here and moving into the next one. But that is if we move straight into there. Obviously, we do have a little bit of time for everything to keep on moving. But of course, my question is, if you guys are currently watching the stream, you have to tell us who you think is going to be taking it. Is it going to be VE, Verity Esports, or is it going to be SE, Surf Esports? I want to see war in the chat, and I also want to ask everybody else if you're having fun today.
I mean, I am having fun, at least. It's really exciting to see Surf just play really, really clean and confident, it seems like that. At points like, in a regular high-stakes matchup, like we're talking about prize pool on the line, might not go for those, those LMG strats, everything, but they're just confident, they're having a good time, and that's just the most important thing. And for Verity, you got to reset. You got to reset the mental, I feel, is the most important thing going into this second game, because you're still in. You're not out. You still have the possibility to win 2 games in a row, go back-to-back and win it, but we're going to need to see something different, because it just like, playing the retake, not really good for them. I think going towards this second map, they really need to have some more players pushed up further on the site and not let Surf get onto the site so easily, because the retakes just have not been working.
Yeah, the retakes definitely something that they've been struggling with. Obviously, it's hard to retake when the amount of damage that gets dealt at the start of the round is so monumental. Obviously, what Surf does is they first crack the shell before they absolutely rush in at a different part of it. And when you leave cracks around, you're going to be tripped up on this concrete. Now, one thing I got to ask for the team of VE is with that last timeout, we saw not a whole lot of their gameplay change, but now that we're moving into a different map, maybe we could see something else. I really am hoping that it's not just something that comes down to hit your shots or don't hit your shots. I want to see real kind of cohesion with this team, especially since we've seen such great gameplay so far from them, especially at the start of the game. When they got their first 3 rounds, they were popping off, working together as a team.
They were working really well for those first couple rounds, but it really did seem like it all just kind of fell apart. And that timeout, like you're mentioning, usually you want to use that timeout to recover, and usually you see right after a timeout that team that did take it, they win that round. And it just seemed like it fell apart even more after they took their timeout. So like you said, I really want their coach to be in there, making sure they are down on their fundamentals and making sure they are there, because as it seems right now, you don't have momentum. That first game was really a blowout, and for Surf, you're talking about the ability, you win here, the series is over.
Yeah, obviously, this is the finals, the best of 3 finals for $300 with a team that's only been able to 13-3 people. So honestly, if you're gonna put money on a team, you're gonna put it on the team who wins. I can't say who that is. Only the team gets to decide as we move now into the next map of Haven. Hopefully, we will be able to see you guys in that Agent Select soon to make sure that everything here is going to go smoothly. I want you guys to talk to me. Who do you think is the best agent on this map? Personally, I think Neon has really shattered the meta of Haven recently, and moving forward, of course, we have a lot to discuss, but we'll discuss that once we actually get into Agent Select in just a little bit.
And just a little bit, we'll be able to get in there. But yeah, you mentioned the Neon, an interesting pick, obviously coming in a couple seasons ago, providing an interesting little change to the meta. Speed is what we really hadn't seen, other than, you get Rays sometimes bouncing on in, but the Neon, just the ability to go fast and change up the pace of the game, where you can really, you can play slow with the wall. You can play a slow push, wait until 45 seconds, or you can just go, I'm fast, I'm going on in super fast. And once you're in, you can take that, catch them off guard, and you can open up your playbook to a whole new set of things.
Yeah, a whole new set of opportunities. And of course, on a map like this, you're going to need to do it quickly, because Haven is a map, time burner map. If you want to go from A to C or C to A, you're going to be taking at least 20 seconds out of that timer to just get to that other side and make sure that you have the util down. But of course, that is the time of the map, and of course it's time to play. I mean, with all the things that we're seeing moving forward with these members, with these players, we have to of course talk about who we think is going to be doing the best. We've seen Z's absolutely pop off consistently, but you also have to see, I want more from players on the other team, of course, Verity, like Evade there. Hopefully we can see those players really bring into their light, and hopefully we can see that with an Agents now being picked, coming straight in. But my question to you, Llama, is on the map of Haven, which site do you think is the easiest to take?
I mean, it will really depend on, obviously attacking first is going to be not Surf. It will be Verity attacking first. And Surf, we saw a little piece of their defense there. B may be the easiest for them to take, just because, those mid has really seemed to be open for both teams. But Surf, their defense was clean. We haven't seen them lose a defensive round here yet. So it will really come down to, once again, they're playing that Cypher. They'll have that extra information. And I feel like they're going to play all 3 sites clean. But I feel like B might be the easiest.
Yeah, I mean, B is definitely the fastest to get onto the site, but it's 3 choke points and a very not so open map, so close quarters always is beneficial there. Of course, the Phantom on B site is a menace to society, considering how much you can spray through, but if you plan for mid, you can do so much. And of course, some people say that KO is super fun on this map. But looking at the actual teams that we now have in front of us, we're seeing the breach now come out for both sides. We haven't seen a breach today, and that is when I ask, yo, is breach going to be able to breach into this haven, or are they not going to be able to walk all the stairways? Let's see it now moving forward with everything going on. This is a mirrored team composition again without the Cypher and Chamber switch.
Once again, Evade on the Chamber. You mentioned a little bit between those two games that Evade really did not have a difference in this game number one. And in game number two, if Verity wants to come back in this series, again, Surf, if they win this one, they win it all, it is all over. But I think really Evade and Polar are going to be the two players we really need to see pop off. We saw Flanks doing a lot of work in that game number one, but I would once again like to see Flanks do a little bit more work. But once again, on the other side, they got to be careful. Cypher on defense, not the best to play against.
Yeah, not something that's very fun, but on a map like Haven, especially if you know some of the best lineups for him, he has those one ways, has a lot of skill, able to push him back, and Zame's here already up in the front, doing some damage, trying to push him back, and Flanks though already gets spotted out. This is going to be tough here because so much info has already been gathered, and B site seems to be where they want to start putting in that work.
Not just the money currency, but the information currency trading here. It looks like a little bit of a mid push here. Going to go down towards B. But like you said, easy to get on, hard to defend. 3 of those choke points. The most fun to defend, but easy to walk up into. But looks a little bit more towards C here, as they are, like you said, playing it slow, burning the time, waiting to see what they can get out. Now the fast rotation coming through. We'll see what Surf can do on this defense. And nade coming through, but Evade making the first play here, trying to get Z's going. Z's will get the first with that nade. Evade gets the trade back, though. 4v3, they would get the site secured. They're going to have to play the retake here for the side of Surf.
For the side of Surf, but of course, that is going to be one down. Flanks getting flanked and shut down quite soon, but right now it's actually going to be a 0 versus 3 because of a disconnect. And honestly, you gotta say congratulations. Sometimes internet is gonna be what kicks their bum, but let's see what can move into this next round here. Obviously, if you have somebody disconnect, you're gonna be taking a tech pause, but Evade seems to be evading the very AFK Omen. They can't find him.
He's playing hide and seek, you know. He's just just hiding away.
So good at the game, can't even be killed when he's not even there, and that's the kind of gameplay you want to see. And honestly, that's going to send us back to the casting desk. So hi everybody, it's us again. You just saw us, now we're here, and of course we're going to be waiting a little bit for all the players to reconnect to make sure that everything is up and running. And first off, I want to apologize to any mild inconvenience that a pause and a gap in the gameplay is going to cause.
Minor inconvenience, obviously, but you know, internet issues happen, PCs break, things happen. You know, can't predict anything there. And obviously, with Valorant, very important to have all 5 of those players. So we'll get that player reset, we'll get the lobby reset. But I think we are going to go to just a little bit of an intermission while we wait for this technical pause to get all sorted out. We will be back in a little bit. Once again, we do apologize, and we'll see you guys in just a second.
Don't know what to do, how to do it. Know that I should leave, but I hate it. Know that you're not the right one. If you were falling, will you fall with me? If I was calling, will you answer me? The timing was off, but would you wait for me? Would you wait for me? Would you wait for me?
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. That tech pause is done, but it looks like might be a 5v4 here. It looks like that player just having some PC issues. The time for that tech pause has expired, so hopefully they can get that all reset and good, get on in. But a disadvantage here, I believe, for Surf Esports.
Yeah, I mean, right now we did see a little bit of a disconnect coming out for their Omen on the defense, and without having your controller on defense, it's going to be very tough for them to win. But of course, Surf, they've come from nothing before, and I think they might be able to do a little bit of damage here. Of course, in a 3 against 4 retake with 3 against 4 retake, very little HP on the Raze and the Cypher. This is going to be tough, and obviously we still have a little bit of the util, but they're just playing out long right now, and it's going to be tough to try to break through. Trying to break through everything. Sorry about that little hiccup. But now they're going right in for the util, and that's going to be some damage. But Flanks is going to be spraying them down. The second round not looking too terribly hot, and there goes the final. Luckily, though, it is just going to be buying a little bit of time before the disconnect fully goes through.
Again, just trying to buy time for your 5th player to get on in there. They will finally kill Twiz, and 5v4, not the best scenario for Surf, but just trying to make the best of it. Again, played along there and just held down, made sure they had sight lines on the bomb here. So 5v4, especially on attack, not the best, but Surf gonna try and make the best of it as they try to Surf on defense. Excuse me.
Yeah, and they're trying to push forward here without their main controller, but hopefully with the toaster now finally getting plugged into the wall, the person might be able to reconnect. But of course, that is going to take some time, and attackers, they're just going to hit that C site. It is the fastest site to be taking, especially the easiest with the amount of space that you can make for yourselves and the post plant. So they're playing around them, knowing that there is a lack of a control agent, and I think they do know how to keep this going.
Yeah, they're just going to be playing long, like you said. And, we see this point defense with on this defense. You want to keep a player around each site just in case there is a push towards that. And with 4 players, you're really, really just spread thin here. And especially on this C site, only just 2 players. The aim is going to go down. They get down to this 1 player. And already taken here for Verity. The site is there. It's going to be a 3v5 retake, a hard task for this Surf team.
Yeah, an incredibly tough position to be in. I mean, it's definitely not a great opportunity to have yourself go down like that, but maybe, just maybe, they might be able to push back a little bit of damage, get them onto the site, but this is going to be tough. Of course, you do have Goaded looking to see if they can get 1 or 2, but with all the util thrown around, this is incredibly hard to get past these players, and that is just evade, and he's bringing the A game, getting 3 kills of the 4 players standing, almost technically an ace at that point. But now it's just going to be the AFK Omen, which they know exactly where to find.
They will find that AFK player, and Hackers will win that one. Polar will take the kill, gifted on over. But like you mentioned, Evade they just played long once again. They plant for it. They can watch the bomb from there. They can sit back, relax, open a can of pop, and just watch as that round unfolds and force the other team into them because they are watching that long. A lot of utility, like you said, just in there, and it'll be 3-0 towards Verity's side, just again trying to delay the time. It looks like Twiz will finally be reconnected here, but it is a possibility still for a 13-3 for Surf if they can turn this one around. But having that Omen back in the game is going to be huge.
Yeah, hopefully now with the Omen hopefully coming back, you do have the opportunity of getting in with controlling this gameplay. Obviously, this might be taking it to game 2 if we aren't going to see them, or it might just be a surrender. Hopefully not, though. Of course, Boda now moving forward, and that's 2 picks, 3 picks. What a shot down. That's the kind of thing making them fade away. The triple kill is a necessity. And now it's going to be A site. Very tough to re-hit here, but that's the kind of gameplay you love seeing from the Fade.
Yeah, that was a beautiful triple there with the Sheriff. Just triple headshot going off here. Looks like Twiz not in just yet, and Evade's going to trade one back. You get a triple off of that AFK player. Now a 2v2. Surf gonna try and defend this site. The defuse will be tapped up, and now it's a fade. I can't even speak because Evade is going crazy here. He's got 4, the fake on the plan. KY finishes it off. And a little bit of struggles there at the beginning, but they recuperate the round.
I mean, what we just saw there, the triple kill coming out from the defense in the hands of Boda, that I did not expect. I mean, the person was 0-4 beforehand, or 0-3 beforehand, just coming in and making themselves even up. But unfortunately, even with that insanely good, clean sweep of the Sheriff, you're still not going to be able to clutch it up if you're just lacking that little bit of HP. And of course, Evade, 11-1. Really, I think they heard what I said about them last game.
Definitely have, and they also have the Tour de Force ready to go, loaded up. Don't know if they're going to use it this round, but still a huge tool in their arsenal. Wiz looks like they reconnected the game, but just haven't been able to show up. Evade been showing up, though, in this game already. Gets the first kill of the round. Once again, it's pretty much just going to be a 3 versus 5. Boda going to have to go absolutely out of their mind here because they are pushing A fast once again.
Yeah, and you need to try to take it down and push it in as much as humanly possible. Very difficult to do so, but I think it just might be enough if they can keep it going. There's going to be the 1-for-1 trade, and there is going to be Z's spraying all down, and now it's just Polar. Hopefully Polar can try to clutch it up. It's going to be so tough, though.
1v1 for Polar. Spectre, I believe, in hand. The Cypher goes a little bit far. Zames. This is where the spike is, and Polar's going to have to swing out to get it. Zames doesn't, I don't think, know where this fade is. It's going to be a 1v1, like you mentioned. Utility going to be thrown out. Zames is going to hear that. So you can definitely notice, but know where that spike is. You most likely know that player is not going towards you and just watching over it. 20 seconds, just letting the time burn down for Polar. Throwing out the orb, seeing if they can get anything. Nothing spotted. The spike gotten for free. Oh, Polar, just a thievery here. An absolute stoling of the ultimate. Try and go for the plant. Zames is there to stop it, and Surf, they find that round. 4v5.
Wow, I mean, finding that round out, definitely what you want to try to do. Look at that. Now, even without a player, still able to win the game. That just tells me how strong of a team you are, this team Surf. And honestly, what we need to be seeing from them is being able to take the space that their other player is lacking. And with the ultimates, the showstopper, the nightfall, and the neural theft, this could be the amount of info and the amount of util they need to push back.
You want to play? Let's play.
Ultimates are ready, and Z's is going to push on forward. Looking maybe with his ultimate, Z's gets one through the wall here. Goated going to be stunned up. Got that judge, though. Zames gets 2, forcing him out. The Raze ultimate will pop. Evade down, and even in a 4 versus 5, Surf go absolutely flawless, taking their second round of this match.
Yeah, I mean, you know, going flawless there, doing the kind of damage that they have been without needing a control at all. I mean, Twist is a great player. Last game, almost one of the top frags. It's, you know, losing one of your best players in all honesty and still managing to flawless a team. There is a little bit of a diff coming around here, and hopefully Evade now was 11-1, now 12-3. Surprisingly, losing a lot of momentum here.
Losing some momentum. They're going to have to try and regain some ground here. And I mean, Surf, they're just, you know, they're just at the time, you know, wasting it, burning it down, and trying to get Twiz back on in. Like you mentioned, they can do this as 4. Imagine what they can do as 5. We saw it in that first game, and just hoping and praying that that last player can get back on in. But for Verdi, down mid right now, no real push on anything just yet. B is open for them, but as you mentioned, kind of in that pre-game before game 2, B is really hard to defend. Fade can be on the flank though. Watching Fade ult will be utilized here. They'll now get a plant off. Zames down, 3v5 here for Verdi. They're gonna take the site.
Yeah, and definitely clean, but you're going to want to sweep it across to try to clean it up. And that is what the Nightfall does, with Flanks getting the pick on a Twist because he's still AFK. But look at that, evade! Evading his entire team and able to now make some space. That's going to be one, no, two for this chamber. And here's Goated, last one, able to get another. And there it is, 1 versus 1. The bomb has been planted. And of course, it's just Goated who knows that they are being pinched. Spots out another with a push up, and oh, evade gets a triple kill, making them 15-3. And that's the kind of gameplay you love to see.
Verity, beautiful for them to recover after those last 2 rounds. And, you know, B, again, you know, it's just really easy to take and just not able to get that retake off there. Evade going crazy. 15-3 is just insane, especially in this game. Trying to win this game or 2, trying to force a best of 3, the final game, trying to force this reverse sweep. They're doing it so far. Once again, Twiz not in the game. Still a 5v4. 2 ultimates here. They do have that Cypher ultimate, the Neural Link here to reveal those players. And Z's actually gets an early kill here.
Yeah, a very early kill. And that's kind of what you need to do, especially when you're down a player. Make it a 4v4 right off the bat. That's what we just saw and didn't cost a whole lot of util. But right now, we're seeing a reconnect. The Omen will be back, and this is now a 5 versus 4. Very tough here for Verity to really bring it back if they keep losing the momentum that they built up.
He's moving and grooving back in spawn. May not have those weapons bought. And Deez is going to get a second one here already. 5 versus 3 now. They got that extra player. Verity, all these extra rounds give them the advantage here. Just Long is being held down. Polar the only player really there. And on 13 HP, not the place where you want to be, actually 31, excuse me. But yeah, nice little defense here from Surf as a 4v2. They still have the Neural Link if they want to use it, but I think they're going to save that most likely. And just choking these players out, knowing where they are, not letting them get any space at all.
Yeah, no space whatsoever for these gamers. Of course, if you want to try to get past it, you're going to need to do some damage right here, right now. But this is going to be Twist's sight. And he does have a lot of util. That's going to blind both. And with the swing out, he does know to spot one. Polar now last person standing 1v4. Beautiful shift out and one tap coming out onto James. But with 6 seconds remaining, spike in hand, there's no chance you can plant that bomb. And you're about to get rushed with 31 HP. But defenders, they're taking their time beautifully. And here comes a little bit of a push at the last second if necessary. And it is not going to get either kill.
I mean, that's pretty crazy overall. I mean, we see Surf bouncing back. The timeout actually going to be utilized by Verity, it looks like. And for Surf, I mean, we talk about getting that player back in. Twiz is going to be coming back to the game. You know, you're AFK for all that time. You get to build up your finances, going to have 7K in the bank, possibly the ability to buy out, spread that wealth. Surf, they really weathered the storm. You know, talking about being down 4 to 5 in the player count and it only being 3 to 5 on the scoreboard, you got to be happy about where you are right now and getting that really, really crucial piece to your team's puzzle back on the field.
Yeah, I mean, with this timeout now in hand, trying to make sure that they don't get lost here, that's the gameplay that you really need to see. Obviously, what we have with the return of Twist, part 2 of this game 2, is you're going to need to struggle here to get it down and now really figure out with this new player back, how do we shift our playstyle back to as a 5-man team? They definitely adapted for the 4, and it took them a few rounds to get to the adapt to that 4-player style. Now they have to adapt to the 5 again, and that's why they need that timeout. That's why they need to bring it back here. And right now, Evade seems to be the biggest thorn in the side of Surf, and they have to get past this Chamber, who's absolutely dominating and decimating these core attackers.
Yeah, that Chamber has been going massive so far. They're stacked up once again. An opportunity here. He's waiting around the corner, though. Raze, Deez is going crazy. Gets 2, popping the Raze ult, popping on 4. The rocket keeps ticking down, but it's going to be popped. The trade comes through, and Deez gets 3, and immediately a 4 versus 2 for Verity. Not the position you want to be in, leading 2 rounds here.
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of gameplay, and right now, with what we have from players like Z's, also known as D's, is able to hit threes all the time, with Manny X, though, making an X over the heads of both the goated and the other. Let's see what can happen right now with a little bit of a push up through the window, and TwizDD going for the 2 remaining. Of course, Bomb is going to be heading towards that B site. They might plant for the mid, but look at that. This trip, why Cypher is so good, is that global piece of util. And unless that chamber wants to TP through, but they're just going to pop it, give away their position, and twist. Perfect time into flank.
Rotation.
Last player standing.
Wiz is going to get there in
Spike
time.
down
He gets
B.
the first now. 2v1. The plant doesn't even get to go down, so Bomb is going to be there. Breach ult available, but you don't really know if you want to use that one for yourself. A Manny X going to be looking towards Twiz direction, holding for it, sees that arm peek out. Now going to try and plant this spike with only 8 seconds left. The smoke will be popped on top of him. He doesn't know any knowledge, and Twiz coming back from the AFK death realm, coming in to make a difference. And Surf, they are almost already equalized on round count.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time that Omen has come back from the dead, and Twist is showing up with this newfound supernatural powers that he's got. The kind of gameplay you're seeing from this player. And look at that, even with the juggling of the BM going in and saying that we're going to make it BM, and that is the kind of game that you want to see. Obviously, right here, Surf is bringing a game back hard with these Z's going 12 and 8, already catching up to Evade, who surprisingly hasn't gotten a kill in about 2 rounds now.
I mean, Surf is just bouncing back. I mean, you talk about losing a member, you talk about going into that 4v5 deficit and just hang around it. And Evade, really, like you said, has not gotten a kill in 2 rounds, really not been the force they have been in those first 8. It's going to come down 2 ultimates, it looks like, on both sides available, but a fast push here for D's. Might be able to get a flank here, but actually going to rotate back. It's going to be a quick rotate here towards A for this Verity team. Nade's going to be waiting. The Nade's going to have to be forced out for flanks. Flank's going to walk in, the smoke will block out vision. Flank's going to be the first to go down, though. Boda will be traded out. Zame down now. 4v4 as they hold on to the site. They try to hold on to everything. The chamber watching their flank. The plant will start to come through.
The plant's coming through, and the spike is now down, but Manny's coming through with the stinger, able to sting one, and Evade is getting another. This is where the attackers want to be, and Polar! Double kill down with the Phantom. The kind of gameplay you need to see for this player. And right now, 4 to 6. Let's see what's happening in the next round. This is the first time in so many games that Surf has lost 4.
That's kind of crazy. A really good push there from Verity, just rotating quick onto it, kind of catching them off guard. You saw those flanks were coming through, and I mean, if D's gets onto your backside there, it is almost over for you. So getting that fast rotation on is huge for them. And at 6-4 is what Surf is going to be facing down now. They still have the extra money there from Twiz to kind of share around, so losing those rounds, not a huge detriment, but except on the scoreboard, you know. So 2 rounds left in this half. The Surf, this defense, going to try and continue. D's just waiting there, but gets actually found out. A trade out from Boda Brunani gets 1 back. So 4v3, 3 ultimates here available for Verity. Phase ultimate that he utilized first, sending on in, getting himself some information, but Twiz is waiting on site. This B will not be taken for free. The lineup is there. He gets a double, possibly 1 more. TP onto the top of the site. He's just waiting. Where this player went to, and he doesn't know. He doesn't know. It's a 2v1 here now.
2v1, Kai1 is going to get that one. And now they're using the ultimate to relocate, pop the ultimate onto the A side, and the spike gets planted. This is clutchable. What a game. The back and forth of who owns the control of this match is insanity. But with, of course, Goated now trying to push in and do some damage, it might just not be enough against Kai1. Sort of taking out another. But look at this. Honestly, I'm kind of shocked to see that we still have full util for this retake in the hands of Goated, not using any flashbangs or any aftershock quite yet. So maybe might be able to just take it down 1 notch, 1 step at a time. That's going to be a swing and a hit.
Pretty. I mean, it looked bad for that round,
Last
but
round
the
in the
TP
half.
coming out, they get the win, and all of a sudden, look at a 7-4. You talk about bouncing back from, you know, the enemy team getting that 5th player, and it seems like they're doing it. The quick rotations on the site seem to be working. Was a little bit scary there for a minute, but They get it together. Some low buy is going to be purchased on, some light shields on the side of Surf, but full buy invested here for Verity. Looking to get an 8-4 half here.
Yeah, an 8-4 half, all you really can ask for. But look at what we got from Evade here. Just needs to find 1, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe all of them if they want to take it. Of course, Evade has been that consistent, but is this a judge sitting inside of Garage? I mean, that kind of weapon is dangerous in hands of anybody. And I think Goated is very happy with the way that just played out. The nade getting robbed by the corner of the store, but they know that there's a judge there. If they try to push that suicide flank's looking for 1 is going to get blinded, but no further push up. This B push, already so much util being utilized. And here comes the actual aggression with the ultimates. With everything they need, flanks at 2 HP, looking for more, looking for anything. Jumps right on top, spots it, but Twiz while stun gets it, but Evade's going to trade. Now it's a 3 against 4, and Evade is going to get 1 more. And that's it. 1 against 1 Kai versus Polar.
Bloodbath on both sides here, but for KY, the final kill is secured. Verity popping off here on this attack side, and that was a little bit of a mess for both teams, but just getting that high angle, getting that first touch, that first sight on that enemy player. And you're going to have to see this Surf attack go absolutely massive because, we saw it go massive in the other 2 games we did watch so far, but down 4 rounds, not the worst place to be in, but definitely going to have to bounce back. And you talk about that Cypher on attack, maybe not the strongest tool to have.
Yeah, Cypher on attack, not exactly perfect, but we know what Zames could do on Cypher. We saw it last game. It absolutely brings in the kind of gameplay that you want to see, but how is it going to be enough when you see players like this Cypher on defense shifting the meta? Obviously, a 4-8 start, very much better than what we saw last game coming out from VE, but VE needs to start getting some picks because that is a lot of damage taken. And here comes the push. Zames takes out Manny, and they're actually looping all the way around to C. Oh, Evade needs to TP, but he's instead going to get Z's, D's, and all of the picks.
He gets that first shot with that headhunter, and beautiful spike plant here, beautiful C take. Like you said, just kind of collapsing on those positions, and Polar with flanks here got the duo swing. They get 1 on Boda. Now a 3v3. The nade will force this Cypher out. Cypher just has to sit in it. Flanks a beautiful nade to force that player out. Now a 3v2. The retake coming through. 1 player on the other side. KY could go huge here.
1 enemy
here though for Polar. It's gonna have to go even better. Twiz looking for 1. Coming back from the AFK. Gets the first. Now 1v1 looking, but does not get it. Polar. Beautiful. We'll be able to get that defuse in time, and Verity sneak out with a defensive win there on that round.
Yeah, and honestly, with that win existing, if we don't see a buy up coming out from the attack, this is a good chance that double digits will be given over to Verity, and that's only 3 away from winning, 2 away from guaranteeing match point. This is going to be tough, but what we got right now is a little bit of a forced buy from Z's, and Z's is going to go with the Spectre, and that's a pretty big weapon to be pulling out on after a round you just lost.
But D's has really been the difference. Getting that Spectre, kind of deciding if they're going to buy it or not. Light Shield and a Spectre, meaning D's is going to have to be the sole difference in this round. Most likely not going to have a weapon next round if you die. So the fast push onto B is what the choice is going to be. The nade is going to come out quick. The bomb bot along with it. Polar going to try to have some defense here. Switching it through, but D's there. Gets the first. Polar going to go down. That Spectre is going huge, but there's just 3 waiting. The double choke point. Flanks on the flank. Zames takes 1 back. A 3v3. Evade going to trade. Also with flanks. Twiz once again left on their lonesome.
Twiz is the kind of player that doesn't have to have a team, but he is the kind of player that also needs to have a weapon. And with only a classic, yes, it's a free gun that's very strong, but that's what's going to happen. Flanks is going to flank you and absolutely mow you down, making sure that you look more like Swiss cheese than an Omen at the end of the day.
And that investment is actually pretty huge from D's. Not gonna get the Spectre here again in this round. You do take down 2, so at least get something. But like you mentioned, that B side is just so hard to hold down. You have so many angles that you have to watch that even if you get onto it, it is no longer safe.
Yeah, and it wasn't safe anymore. Obviously, right now, we're seeing Surf kind of struggle here. I think the lack of their player not only took a chunk of rounds out, but I think it also took a chunk of mentality out, and that is not what you want to see. The momentum-based gameplay now shifting heavily towards Ver, but is Variety really going to be able to clutch it up, especially against Zames here, who wants to make some space to be aggressive on that A, leaving only one there. And if they play out retake, this is the buy round for these attackers. They need to start the comeback season right now, or it's GG no re.
Yeah, Surf again. The possibility of coming back in this game could be huge, but it needs to start here. They need to get something going, and like you said, that one player not having them could be huge. Just, maybe losing your ICL, maybe you losing a friend, but Manny going to kill one of their friends off. Go to the first ball in this round. A swing out from flanks will be traded out. A 4v3 now, and some nice shots there from D. So the Spectre coming in clutch. On the site now, trying to hold it down in this A. They will get the bomb over here. It's going to be a little bit slow, though. The opportunity to get these Verity players over is there.
Yeah, I mean, Verity is already in a pretty decent spot round-wise. Economy-wise, this is their bonus. So if they take this, it is going to be going into game 3. But here's Manny, 19 HP, needs to try to jump down. Here is a lot of damage taken, but look at that. This shock is going to get one, but the trade immediately relevant. But I love the Cypher Cam. Able to spot all the way into CT for the push-up. They do know that there's going to be one in Graffiti, but they did actually swing it, leaving a 1 against 1, a Cypher versus Polar. Polar might be able to just clutch this up here, but he is going to get spotted. And this means that if he sticks it, that's all they need. But look at that swing! Oh my god, they needed that bonus round, and they took it very confidently. Ver is going to go into game 3. I am almost 100%.
Economically broken here on the side of Surf, but you mentioned, I mean, just getting that bomb halfway, resetting it, 5.5 seconds left, knowing your limits, trading out, making sure they do not have the camera, no information, having to swing it out, and team's not there for it. 2 ultimates going to have to be the difference maker, though, for Surf here. You have that big information tool, the neural link, but I mean, we got ults on the other side too, and they're gonna have to make something of nothing here in this round. Pistols are gonna have to go massive. Zames is gonna get shot, but not go down. So luckily the shot does not connect, and now gonna switch on to A. That's what the push is gonna look like here for Surf.
Yeah, right off the bat, we're seeing great gameplay pushing them back, of course, and this is what we need to see for a new aggressive play by the attackers. They have to take this round, they have to keep it back, push them away from what is about to go down, but here is going to be the Nightfall. Hitting, of course, flanks in heaven, spots out one, but doesn't actually connect any shots, any damage, any util. I love the positioning we're seeing from Cypher, but look at that drop from flanks, and Manny's there as well, getting some picks, but there's Z's getting 2, and now we're seeing all the util, and Twist is going to go down, leaving only Boda to avoid the enemies from getting match point, but oh no, it's over for them, and that is going to be match point advantage given to Verity.
Match point, if you are Surf, you cannot drop a single round here, and I mean, it's just beautiful. That retake, you talk about the ultimates invested here, and talking about Surf, they got to bounce back. They got to go 8 in a row to send it to overtime, and you have to think 4 ultimates, the possibility they could get a couple rounds, but they cannot drop a single one. Evade is going to be on that op, 20-9. An absolute piece to this puzzle of the team of Verity in this game so far. But you talk about the flanks ultimate, the Manny ultimate, the possibility to make a danger here for this team of Evade. Going to get stunned up immediately. That op trying to do something. TP available. Deez is going crazy. The AR versus the op, and Deez gets the win in that one. 5v4 now, swinging on to once again the A site, which is really where they want to build and make their home for Surf.
Yeah, definitely been digging a hole for them to sit in and be very confident, but look at that aggressiveness, taking down one, but look, Flanks kills his teammate, and there luckily is Polar to clean it up, but Twist, last person standing, spots out one, and that's gonna be done. Even in a round where your roses so hard that your poor Brim dies, or Breach dies, and it's still not enough. Look at that.
Win.
Not enough there, and almost a switching of the scoreline there. We'd be a 13 2-4 there. Verity, they are going to force a game 3. Now, we talked about momentum a little bit. We talked about, getting that mental reset, and it just seems like they really did that, not having that player. It's rough for Surf, but they played so well without it. And then it just seems like when they get that player back, everything starts to collapse. Now, going into a game 3, you got to think Verity. You got to be happy about that one. And you have momentum coming into this game.
Yeah, a lot of momentum moving forward. Obviously, what we also are seeing there is the one unfortunate circumstance of having somebody disconnect and not be able to reconnect until already the advantage of winning half your rounds is gone. So that might have had a little bit of a play into the mentality, but with that being said, you still have to commend everybody on the team Verity for really showcasing that they do deserve to be here, do deserve to be in the fighting pool for that $300, and Evade especially for really picking up the pace, because the last game on the previous map of Ascent, he was not looking too hot.
And on this map, exactly like you mentioned, going 20-9 before that final couple rounds, and just being the piece that they can rely on. Having that chamber, if you have a chamber that doesn't make a difference, why are you picking that agent, really? Because you need the tour de force to go crazy. We saw the headhunter shots on those pistol rounds going crazy too, and that's really just exactly what you need. And it's exactly what happened. So Evade, I want to see in this game 3, like you mentioned, game 1, not the best, but game 2, absolutely perfect. I'd like to see a replication of that if they want to continue this success for Verity. But on the other side, I mean, you see D's going crazy still, even with that. And even though they lose a player, they need to get their mentality reset and need to get ready for this game number 3.
Yeah, and game number 3 is going to be taking place on the map of Bind. Of course, we know Bind as a map that people think is still somehow worse than Fracture. I can't ever understand that. I think Bind is a great map. It just has so much utility that gets underused, and that's why people just don't seem to know how to quite play on it. But let's see what's moving forward into the next game here, the best of 3 on Bind. Are we going to see another 4v5? Are we going to see another 13-4? Are we going to see who is taking it home today? Obviously, both teams seem pretty even at this point. We did see the momentum in the hands of Surf get completely shattered by that disconnect and by the fact that they just weren't hitting their shots like they used to be. Obviously, Z's, also known as D's, was very consistent, but might lose that consistency against this team Verity. And I'm hoping that, all of my speculation aside, we still see some amazing high tier level Valorant for you guys today.
I'm hoping to see a really good game number 3, and it's going to be interesting. Yeah, which team are we going to see? Are we going to see the Surf that won 13-3, or we're going to see the Surf that got 4-13? I mean, it's really a shift, like you said, of momentum. Those teams that start building up those rounds early, I think, is going to be really, really important. Getting those star players off of the ground early and getting them active. I mean, seeing, D's on the raise in game 1, just the ability to get that ultimate super quick, feel like they are making a difference. I felt made a huge difference overall in the gameplay for Surf. And I think they need to replicate that. Go back to what you're doing game number 1. We could talk about maybe it wasn't their favorite map being map 2, but map number 3, this is where you need to lock it down back to your fundamentals. And I feel like you need to get D's on some sort of really good initiator.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see him back on something like KO, especially on a map like Bind. The way that you can use your info, but Fade on the map of Bind, insanely good. The ability to throw so much utility through portals to get so much info from it. That's why I really like Fade there. But let's see what can happen now that we are going to be going into that map of Bind. I think that we are going to be seeing some Rays. I think we're going to be seeing some KO. I really don't know which smoke. Smoke agents kind of determine how the flow of the game goes. Let me ask you, Lava, what smoke or control agent do you think really suits the map of Bind?
Oh, I mean, like you said, there's a lot of different options that you can choose from, and they've chosen different options, throughout. They've chosen different mixes of initiators and smokes and different things like that. And we didn't see, crucially, I mean, you mentioned the neon that you'd like to see on this previous map. No neon on the map last map, so I don't know. We will have to see. I mean, Breach, an obviously good choice. Brim, it looks like, is going to be the offseat choice. A nice little smokes from the arm there for him. But yeah, Viper, Fade, we're seeing a lot of, again, mirroring from both of the teams.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely know that both of these teams have a similar idea in mind. Of course, a little different though. Double controller for both teams on the map of Bind. Viper has been insanely good as a kind of limbo agent, able to go for lurks nowadays, be able to anchor a site completely alone and still make it out on top. That's why Viper has been picked more and more. And as a Viper main, hopefully we see less lineups and more of the enemies lined up for the back shots of the headshots for these players. But now let's see what can happen with this next round. Both teams 1-1. This is the finals of the grand finals.
Hopefully, like you said, maybe see a little bit less lineup Larry and more bot Alfred. We'll see. Hopping into game number 3, like you said, final match of the finals. Both these teams already secured a piece of that prize, but they want the bigger piece, obviously. You want more money as a common courtesy, but we will see. Pistol round has been going either way, it seems like. And really, the person that wins pistol round seems like they can carry that momentum.
Yeah, that's, again, momentum is really what takes it there. Of course, Goated is going to be hit by that dog and use that dog to hit a little bit of damage on a polar, but now we're seeing Z's going in and gets one tap by flanks. The nade taking out Twiz. Already, we're seeing defense very, very happy about that. And that's what we see from Verity. But, Manny, leaving just under 53 HP. I love the fact that we're seeing heals on the Sky, able to bring back the team to full HP. But look at Manny up close and personal, looking to do some damage, but that's going to be Zane's getting one, and the blind comes down doing another. There's Polar with the trade, and now it's going to be Boda. Last person standing, 12 HP. Very risky.
Not the most HP to deal with here at Verity. Just playing it slow. Still the bomb in the hands here. You got time. That's the most important thing, but you got to walk by. Evade is waiting. That pistol there. The ghost in the hands of Evade. Had a massive game last game. It's big. The starter is huge. Verity, they take the first round of this one, and Evade already starting to pop out. We see, D's on that raise again, on one of those big initiators, but Boda kind of having some quiet and amazing games. Haven't really talked about them a lot, but just seemed like the player that can really, be the, the glue that keeps that team together when they're pushing on those sites.
Yeah, you got to be the glue to try to keep your team together, as you perfectly said, Llama. But like a Llama, you also want to see them spit out some nice shots. Now, how is this going to happen with, of course, these players? Goated, another little animal trying to get in to do some damage as KY1 anchors into shower, looking for anything that can really do some damage, do enough. But Goated right here is going to be able to get all the way with the spike into U-Haul and the site. They still have not seen a single player yet.
Players killed just yet, and they're just going to get a free plant here, looks like. Flanks will get one off the board, but Surf get a plant. So once again, going to play the retake here for Verity. Try and do what they can. Going to send that Prowler on in. The Boombot along with it. The Stim Beaker going to send them on in quick. He's there, though, to counter it. Evade gets one to trade. Evade gets two. Going massive already in this game. The flash out towards him, just spraying it down. They are stuck here, and you all, they are stuck, and they are cornered. But Goated gets one back, but it is not enough. The fuse has already started, and 3 players still alive here. Verity bouncing back and still taking game number 2, getting that bonus round.
Yeah, I mean, right off the bat, I do want to mention Surf was able to plant the bomb on a second round and get 2 picks. So their economy is going to be looking so good today, and their ultimates are being built up. Of course, the only person with almost an ult is the player Flanks for the team Verity. 6 out of 8 for the showstopper. That's almost a free kill on a map like Bind. You can even use it to get a multi-kill through the portal. Are we going to see that? Maybe. Caster Curse isn't a thing for me. It's just what happens. Let's find out moving forward, as now we are 5 seconds until the real game begins and the bonus round gets decided.
Yep, a little bit of bonus here for Verity. And like you said, you're just anti-caster Chris. You say they do bad and then they do good, but we'll see what happens here for Evade and Verity as 2-0 lead here. Head up series on the line here, trying to get this bonus off good. And Surf gonna slow it down. Played a little bit faster towards that A side last time. He's gonna trade for flanks, and will be still a 4v4. That showstopper available, the big rocket launcher able to get a pick, but now sending on into A. KY's there, though, on the defense. Twiz is going to trade one now, and Zames is there. 3v2 now, but Ray still has the ultimate.
Yep, Raze does have the ulti here, able to now finally pull it out. This means the defense has the retake if they necessarily want to put in such large util that only takes not that long to build up. I mean, it's round 3, ult already. We might be able to see a few showstoppers today, but Manny making some space in U-Haul, trying to push up against Twiz. Look at this nade right into Twiz. It is not going to connect, but look at the timing and the post-mortem nade, though. The Marty Dom is going to dominate Twiz.
He'll get one at least post-mortem, like you're saying, but it's a good round for Surf. You know, get yourself at least one on the board here and try and shut down those finances from Verity. And for both squads here, it is going to be pretty much a full invest, pretty much all of their money. You know, you see a light shield pulled out there from D's, and you're going to see a little bit more money to the Surf side, but they're buying a little bit less of that weaponry. And we are seeing that op. Again, Evade was huge on it in those past 2 games. Looking for it once again. Showstopper critically not used in that last round, so still available if they choose to use it here. But they're just going to be looking, trying to get an angle, trying to get something. But no one going to walk into it just yet. Viper peeking on the edge of it. Evade doesn't get anything, and now going towards B, it looks, with the bomb right now. Prowler won't catch anyone. Shot before it can get there. Evade is going to be flashing. He's going to have to back up that op. Going to not be able to do any damage just yet. Players start to filter through this B long.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely belong to go to a different site here. They need to take another portal, maybe work with the team. But honestly, that portal did make a little bit of noise. But the thing about Bind is that you can always tell how many people take a portal. So it's not going to really do too much. And right here, we're seeing a big flank from Zames onto flanks. And hopefully flanks doesn't get flanks, or else the flank is going to get flanked. And when that happens, it ain't going to be so dank. Let's see what can happen right here with everybody holding it down, looking for somebody to show up. Anybody. Zames making all the noise. I love the positioning from Manny, but it's immediately going to get spotted. They know there's one to the right. That's why the Sky Dog and the Sky Ult are so powerful. That's going to be a spot, and there it is. Z's gets the pick. Boda gets evade, and here is the spike going down. But look at all the util. They're trying to scare people away from these smokes.
They try to fake it there, trying to scare him away for a little bit. Surf getting full control of this site now. A 5v3. The plant comes down. And still, this angle from Keith is so hard to deal with. He's just looking. But KY does get the deal with onto that raise. No playmaking for them. Now a 4v3 retake. Polar, though, sees their teammate die right in front of them. Traumatized, but gonna have to finish out this round. Polar swinging. Polar gets one. The opportunity now on 16 HP. Not much. They know your location. They have spotted you out. Swinging on forward, but Godin gets that final kill. And Surf, they're gonna bounce back, equalize that scoreline.
Honestly, getting hit by a Fade Eye is the equivalent of being in a COD lobby and someone reading out your IP address. Only fear because they know where you live now. And that's kind of scary because right here, what we just saw from Polar, they did pop off, but Boda, currently the top frag for Surf on Fade. And that's what I was saying. On this map, you need to have a Fade. Does so much for this map here. Getting all the info and even making sure they can't hear you. That's the kind of gameplay I love seeing.
Love to see it. Tied score, though. But in the favor of Surf, their economy will be just a little bit better. The bomb's still left in spawn, so they're going to leave it there for just a second, decide what they want to do. Walk back to it, give themselves an opportunity to evade. Do something with the headhunter here, but going to be spotted out. Go did real good job. Patience and a beautiful play to make it already a 5v4. They have that Fade ult if they do need it. And look at that, the ult orb. Giving it over to D is going to have that showstopper available. They're going to be pushing on over towards this B site slowly, though, taking their time. Know that this Verity team is on an eco round.
Yeah, an eco round, but that is what we like to see from Verity. The stinger in the hands of the duelist. The ultimate's getting popped from these attackers onto nothing. Right now, defense is pretty happy, but never mind. Polar is down to Twiz. This controller is always controlling the space, controlling the players that is going to show up. But KY1 decides not to use any more util than only one smoke and decides only to find more. Never mind. Good sheriff shot. But let's see what can happen from flanks flanking yet again.
trying to make something happen, and it's going to be a 2v4 retake. And not real
Last
great weaponry.
player
The
standing.
Phantom gonna get spotted out. Deez is there, and Flanks will get caught out. Almost a flawless, only dropping one player from Surf, shutting down the eco. The Raze ult a little bit wasted there, a little bit of a whiff, but you know, just that fear, putting the fear into your opponents, not letting them get on the site just because you know they have to wait till that rocket fuse just expires.
Yeah, I mean, that is a lot of momentum that you really gain by popping the ultimate, scaring people away from the site or away from you at least. And that's a lot of things that when people say Rosa ult, it means you didn't kill someone with it, but just the presence. It has a looming aura about it that definitely wants people to stay away. Same as a Brimstone ult. You're never going to see a guy just stick a plant when the Brim's around.
You're not going to see that, but once again, going to be a fast rotation here. A is actually going to be patient here for Surf, and there's some players now trapped in these showers, and it is not a good place to be. 2 players, and Zames is waiting on your exit, but Evade is actually gonna Zames down, so they'll get sight, but they will lose that player. He's able to trade that one back. 2 ultimates here, and the ultimate going to be utilized. The Hellfire raining from above gets no one, and a 3v2 now. D's going crazy. KY with the trade back. Slows down here. The bomb starting to take down its entire
Last player standing.
Yeah, the bomb's going tick, 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 and you got to get 3 picks. KY1, you need your one and done, but you don't get it with twisting your ankle and making sure that you're now going to be back in your spawn in 1, 2, 3. That's the kind of gameplay that you definitely don't want to see, but this is a comeback for Surf. Ever since they got their buy round, they have yet to lose one, and the economy for these defenders on Verity is looking a little bit shaky.
4 straight for the Surf offense here. Getting the players online that you need to. I mean, having Twiz now in the game, a huge piece to the puzzle of the team. And I mean, you see the economy here for Verity. Sheriffs, 2 ultimates, some light shields. That's all it's going to be. On this defense, it's going to be rough. They're going to stack towards B and hope for something. They're trying to hold down this mid at any cost, but it just seems like, you know, Surf just knows. They're just like, okay, we'll go A. That's fine.
Yeah, and they just might need to go A here. Need to do something, or it's going to be tough. Right here, we got Manny with the Judge in U-Haul, and that could be something great, or it could end up not working too well if they have to retake with the Judge on that B site. It's a very unforgiving site for anything that is not medium to long range, but here we do see a little bit more of patient gameplay.
Spike
Possibility
down
here.
A.
Flanks getting a couple here. The first with that Sheriff is huge, possibly giving yourself a weapon as they stack towards it. But Deez gets another, and now they're realizing that the site is pretty much free. Just 1 player, this Chamber on it. He's got the tour de force, but they are going towards him. He gets 1, almost gets a second. Now the site is there. They chose actually, you know, we're going to go B, slow them down even further. That Chamber did use the tour de force. The Viper Pit going to be utilized
30
here
seconds
from
left.
Team Surf. And actually, you know, kind of does give a little bit advantage to Verity with that shotgun walking into the Viper's Pit.
Yeah, the shotgun definitely making sure that it makes some waves here, but right now it is a 3 against 3 retake into the Viper Pit. Very tough to try to get past it, but with a C of poison, how are you going to be picking your poison to clutch up here? Obviously, we do have KY1 looking for some util. Love the fact that the Fade tried to find some info, but Flanks is going to get a clean shot down. There's going to be Zanes, though, getting 2 dead. And now it's just Flanks, who with clean shots is moving forward, but 1 HP decayed, looking for anybody. 3 bullets remaining, 2 players in the front. But look at that, walking right past the player, and now just gone to the bomb.
I mean, Flanks will that bomb. 2 players still living there on Surf. That was a little bit shaky there on the end. I mean, you got to say for an economy round for the side of Verity, but they do some damage, but it's going to be a timeout, it looks like, on the side of the defenders. So Verity calling this one, trying to get their heads back in the game because they are starting to light up. That Viper's Pit was a very smart decision, like you said, just super hard to find any space inside of it.
Yeah, incredibly difficult to find the space that you need to push these players away, but they're doing it anyways, and that's the kind of gameplay you need to be seeing. Obviously, what we're seeing from this team Surf is they don't want a repeat of last game. They want, this is my map. I'm sorry I allowed you to win last round. I'm sorry that we had someone disconnect, but yes, we are Surf and we are making sure to stay on this wave all the way back to shore, and that shore is $300. So let's see how they're actually going to be able to do it. Right now, I think a little bit of fear in the hands of Verity with this timeout being called. What do you think, Llama?
100%. I think it's, a lot that they're letting those key players light up. You see the economy too. I mean, you talked about it. When you don't have all of that economic advantage, it's really a positioning timeout, something to get your point defense back. They're kind of stacking up a little bit too much, and it's just not working out. So this timeout is to get themselves in the right position and hopefully recover here, because again, you look at those finances, it is just scraps there for Verity if they do lose this round, and it's going to be fast here. Once again, trying to go towards B site here for Surf. That bomb, and now just slowing down, throwing some utility out, throwing again, once again, fear into their hearts. Ready to swing, the blind will come through, and it's there. Polar's there to trade first, the second, and Flanks is there to get the third. The timeout is huge. It is a double for Flanks and Polar, and it's going to be all down to Zames.
I mean, you gotta love, that's why you want to play anti-flash. Verity definitely got anything they had back together, made it coherent, made their team play good, and at the price of 1, they got 4. That's gonna be Flanks done though. Clean shot from Zames, but is Zames gonna be able to clutch it up with a flank from Evade? Both of them now pulling out their knives and guns, but oh no! It's Zames not taking a scratch and getting a headshot down. Now 2 versus 1. Spike still down, and nobody knows where this Viper could be.
I mean, he could possibly get the bomb here. Pop that Viper wall, and Zames already got 2.
30
Something
seconds left.
Here. So he's just gonna walk through this Viper wall. There's nobody here on site. I mean, you could go get the bomb for free. It is available. Gonna swing now, but there's a lot of unknown for Zames, not knowing where those other players are. But you got to run for that bomb. If you are Zames right now, 14 seconds on the clock. You are running out of time. I
10
think just
seconds
maybe
left.
trying to play the save, just trying to play your life. Talked about the economy for both sides, and I think that's what it's going to be. 4 seconds left. The time will tick down. Verity will win the round, but a very dangerous one. Still losing 3 players.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of gameplay, definitely what you want to see here. Able to get all the picks, able to try their best for getting him in. Obviously, you got to hand it to Verity. That double kill down, beautifully played, and everything that they did to get those, not only the bomb down, but also consistent kills, that was all team play. And that's why Verity is a very strong team. They know how to work together. And in this matchup, them versus Surf, it always just comes down to which team plays better together.
100% seems what it is, and aided by ultimates, and we see the ultimates towards Surf here. They got 3 of them. Dueling Raze ultimates on both sides, and it's going to be a real fast rotate. Deez is going to look for something here, swinging, checking those corners. It's big, pull out the showstopper, just waiting, does not get the ult off. I believe it was utilized too, so wasting the ult, and Flank pulls a massive one, getting 2 with his. It's a beautiful trade-off. Verity, they got 3 alive.
Yeah, 3 alive for Verity. That's the kind of gameplay you want, but with the retake, this is still against these controllers. But honestly, no more util for these attackers outside of a single Q, and maybe if Boda survives another 20 seconds, 1 more, but that is a vulnerable, taking him down to 89. No more armor. Easy headshot for that player if they can get gunned down. Manny now trying to push in, losing to get some bruise in with another shot. That's going to be 1. Boda is going to get the trade, but last player standing 1 against 2. Vandal in hand might just not be good enough, but Evade very slow, trying to make some pain here. And I think Boda just wants to get this pick before trying to plant.
Boda's been the top frag, but to do some damage at the end. Only 22 HP. All the Boda can deal with here. The TP, though, they got bomb. I mean, they could go plant here. Swinging fast to A. I mean, possibility in a 2v1 opportunity. It looked like the end for Surf, but going to get something out of nothing. At least the plant will give them a little bit of money here. Now the plant will go down. For Boda trying to get something, but the double swing there for Verity, and they will shut it down.
I mean, this game definitely closer than we've seen a lot of games today. What we are expecting is definitely thrown out the window when it comes to these clutches, when it comes to these 2v1s, and the retake game from Verity is so strong right now. Obviously, we are seeing the buys come up, and with these buys being purchased, both teams have roughly the same amount, slightly a little bit of a decline in funds for Surf, and Verity very happy about their positioning. They also still have an ultimate. Manny X now first time has the pit in hand.
That pit's gonna be huge. You know, talking about, you know, having the only ultimate on your side can be just massive. But we talk about those ultimates you used last round. The double Raze ultimate, the Raze success from Verity, getting 2 versus the one from Surf getting nothing, not even able to pop it off. It's a huge difference. And you talk about it is really, really close. Manny X does get the first kill in this round, and to be big. Evade talked about them going big in this game so far and in last game. Gonna have to continue it as a 4 versus 3 is what Verity sits at.
Yeah, 4 versus 3, able to try to keep them back, make sure that nothing really is going to be able to stop the momentum that they've been slowly building up for, like a snowball down a hill, causing an avalanche. You got goaded, getting one, but Polar is going to get you in the back of the head, and now 2 against 3. Attackers losing another with Boda now joining all the bodies on the ground. Now, Twist does have the ultimate here, does have the ability to play post-plant pretty well, but it's a big investment. But they need to invest this. This is the last buy round that they can do for a while if they lose it.
Hey, yeah, you do not want to lose this round. Talking about this half almost over, almost around the corner. KY gonna push on in. Like you said, you have that ultimate available. Necessarily want to pop it, but is going to use it. The defuse will be canceled. Showers is going to be the hold for Twiz. Possibly a kill here. Swinging, checking the corner, gets the first. Got the molly, popping it out, just playing the long game. Polar's on so low health. Just the stim beacon. It's huge for Twiz. The defuse. It's not a fake. Oh, but Twiz through the smoke. The clutch in the late moments of this round puts Surf up 6-4.
I mean, Surf is definitely happy that there was that clutch. You know, Twist currently riding this wave all the way to the top of their team's scoreboard with that clutch. Obviously, that kind of gameplay is what you need to do consistently if you want to beat the team Verity right now, because Verity is very happy about where they currently are. And let's see what can happen now that they're moving into this game with that new clutch. And Twist, I bet he's happy that his PC hasn't lit on fire yet.
From AFK to MVP here in this game number 3, going massive, 3 kills, and like you said, perfectly playing that ultimate. Fade gets a kill here on that MVP already, though, and a 5v4 is what Verity is going to have for this defense, holding down the A site very well. That TP going to be forced out from Evade. Nade coming out from D's as they start to swing in. A looks to be the choice here. Satchel going to get some high ground here for D's, try and get some angles forward. Polar's going to send that Prowler out. Now Surf trying to push in with just 4. The bomb a little bit behind them, and there's still the possibility for a rotation if they want it.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we need to see. Everybody trying their best to make some space. Obviously, these attackers don't have their controller anymore. That initial pick, huge for the defense. And with all the util they got, they are still not able to stop the bomb from getting planted. But this could be it if they just rush in together. A little bit of a stim, but there's Zames and Z's spraying down 3s. There's another one, Goated Guts down. And here we have a big shift in power. But 2 on the flank, last 2 standing. Here's Evade. Looking to find one, spots it, and gets it onto Zames. But there's Manny getting gunned down. Knows where Boda is. The util, the spray, and the pray. It's all over with a 4-7. Beautiful for Surf.
Last round before the switch.
Surf, that is a huge round. I mean, just playing the defense absolutely perfectly, making sure Evade cannot get those kills. And you can see this buy coming out from Verity in the last round of the half. They will have that Brim ultimate, but I mean, other than that, it is Spectres. It is a 1 light shield, 4 full shields, but the weaponry fully in the favor of Surf as they're going to be pushing into this attacking round at the last round of this half.
Last round of a half indeed there, but Manny X already having only a Spectre goes right into Twisted, who is not going to twist anything outside of a spray down, and Evade is still alive, 30 HP after getting the trade down for their Viper. Now, Manny might have been dropped, but There's still 4 more to need to be dropped here as everybody slowly makes their way towards that B site. Spike still anchoring down this default-esque play that we're seeing from these attackers against people with weapons. The reason that we're seeing this is because you don't want to lose a Phantom or anything larger than that into the hands of defenders when this is the last round here.
Yeah, do not want to lose any of those weapons. Give them any way back in this game. You're going to be sitting on site with 1 HP. That decay will reset and get that HP back up, but D's going to try and send it on in. The Brimwall actually will be placed out really early here. D's gets the trade on Decay. Why? Nothing coming out of it now. 4v3. This team on the A site looking beautiful. Evade though with the Headhunter pulling out the tour de force, actually making a real big difference. Goated gets one on the flank though, 13 HP doing everything, but it's a 2v2. The eco round has turned into a tour de force for Evade on the back line. He's down to real low.
1 enemy remaining.
There's one on the back line. Zames gets another, and it's just down to Polar. Evade no longer with the tour de force. He will lay dead watching as the plane comes through. Polar has to swing. Now the Viper ult going to utilize this pit. This is going to hold off the vision for Polar. Gotta swing on in.
1 enemy
Find these players, gets one.
Oh, and that's how it's going to end with Z is able to get the spray down after the pit drops. And if the pit's going to drop, then you don't want to be in it. With, of course, a clean shot right off the bat. That retake, honestly, so clean, able to get the Viper. But when you're playing against a nice lurker like Z's, you got to check everything. And unfortunately, the one place they didn't check is the one place that player was.
Yep, exactly. And an 8-4 round, exactly what you want for Surf. This is the grand finals once again. The winner of this game wins it all. This is a best of 1 pretty much after those first 2 games. Now, if Coach of Verity, Mr. Edu, what are you telling them right now in this halftime conversation?
You know, if I were to tell anybody anything at the halftime, what you really want to be looking at is the team composition that they built around. They built for the attack. That's why you have the Chamber instead of course, a different Sentinel. But you look at the defense, they don't have any Sentinel. That's why they're very happy that this switch is happening now. No Sentinel means they could just get onto the site a lot easier than being able to. And the flanks are going to be happening from both flanks and every other agent. I think they're pretty happy about the outcome of 4-8 so far.
Yeah, they could be pretty happy about that, and hopefully these offensive rounds go their way. This round going to have to go their way first, but Zames with that shorty gets one. Evade gets a trade to 2. Flanks gets the 3rd. 2 going to push on in. Flanks gets another. That last kill, and 4v2 here for Verity as they get that plant down nice and good. It's like you're saying. So you drop a couple of those rounds, you're down a couple of those rounds, but yeah, no Sentinel on the side of Surf. Going to be a hard defensive round here, defensive half, as the grand finals, a lot on the line as Twiz and company are going to try and do something here. 2 sitting in showers right now. There's so many angles to watch though. Twiz going to send on shorty. Hands of Boda, checking every angle. They're going to get one. Suddenly a 3v2 now. Twiz, look down this long. They know a player's there, but the bomb is ticking. There's nothing really they can do. KY gets 1. KY gets 2. And Verity will get that round.
I mean, that's the kind of gameplay you need to see from Verity. And kind of, as I said, once they get onto site, no Sentinel, no real way to hold the site efficiently outside of the double controller. Right here, the lack thereof of a chamber, of a Cypher that we've seen so efficient before, kind of makes me question, is Surf going to be able to keep this high ground that they did build up for themselves on the defense? I think that if you're going to have a team composition like this, you need to also put in the aggressiveness that it comes with.
You need to get out there, and this is it. The aggression here from D's trying to push on forward into this mid. Players bite onto it, but they're just full sending. They are taking as much space as possible. Through A, through showers is the choice for Polar and company, leading the way. Trying to get up from hibernation, this Polar Bear trying to get on into this site. Once again, Boda going to try and be watching. It's a 5-player swing. Only misses here from the team of Surfer. He's going to get 1 now for the opener. 4v4. Maniacs trades back. The plant already coming through. It's going to be a retake once again for Surf.
Surf is going to need to retake this,
Nice,
but
nice.
they're doing a clean job with only classics in hand, but now it's a stinger in the arms of the Brimstone Wiz. Boda now going straight in, spots out Evade, but Evade's got to book it, but it doesn't matter. Lots of damage with a 180 to get the pick. Now 2 against 2, Evade and everybody. Of course, that's a little bit of util. Gonna push them all back, and Flames is gonna how they burn this all down.
And that was beautiful communication there, you know, getting that molly down right on the spike, making sure they could burn that player down, and then just swinging out at the same time. Team communication is huge there from Verity. And, once again, 2 rounds in a row on this side. You see the offense there from Surf could have made a difference if there were any of the actual Verity players going that way, but none were, and looking at almost a tied-up game already.
Yeah, and almost tied up already. That's kind of what you expect, but this is the same position we saw Surf in last time, and then the buy round hit last half. This buy round definitely rifles, but the fact is they put so much money into that last round, they can't do the full buy round like they really want to, like they'd expect to. So how is that going to impact the gameplay? Let's find out with now Goated in long, looking to find out if anybody's going to be there with a double swing and a spot. But there's Zames getting the pick, and that is a huge pick. No Sentinel and no more trip in between the sites.
When you talk about taking out their MVP of Evade, and that's just huge. You know, getting that double swing, getting the flash, and double look on it is just huge. You're going to be missing a player now on this defense, and Verity going to be missing that player on that offense. Surf going to be looking for something. This defense, and Twiz is going to be there on the flanks to take down Manny, but flanks and KY combined for 2. Once again, have a site locked down, and Boda's going to have to take some space here, try and get something. Goated on the flank here, looking to take a 1v1, and will take down flanks. Downside possibility to retake here for Surf as a 3v2 in their hands. KY going to be sitting in U-Haul. Polar going to be on the backside. They don't know. They don't know. Polar and KY, they both get 1 each, and all of a sudden switch back to a 2v1. Boda looking at both these angles, doesn't know where to look. The first one is going to get taken down. Boda, the bomb's still ticking, though. Has to throw up that orb. Has to throw out, try and get information. The Brim ult going to be utilized, and it might just be too late on the time for Boda. The bomb is ticking. You got to rush forward, try and stick it, but the Molly will combine with it. There is no chance for Boda to defuse. Oh, doesn't even get the TP.
Dang, not being able to teleport out of there is vital, and the fact that bonus round has been won by Verity tells me that Surf is in for trouble here. Obviously, they still have round advantage. They can lose this round, tie it up 8-8 before they try to bring it back, but how is it going to be good enough for these players? Obviously, what we're seeing coming out from these members is the fact that they can't really push in too much. I mean, how are you supposed to be able to really get in here for that push-up? Obviously, so much needs to be done, but Goated with Viper. Last time they were in this position, they did get a few picks.
Only got Sheriffs this time, though. It's going to be a little bit rough. Playing a little bit sneaky on the edge of this wall here. The stun coming through. Double swing. Fade actually going to have to TP out, and Zames gets 1. If they can recover that rifle, could be huge. The flanks says, no, I'm going to keep you in the death realm. Going to be watching from spectator view for the rest of the round. Now, they got some buckies here, some shotguns, some little interesting plays, but it looks like a push once again here for Verity. They know it's an eco. They know the weapon's not 100% there for this enemy team, and they're going to be walking down triple mid. Stim Beacon will hit all of them, and they're just going to swing. It is big for Verity right now. The shots. Flanks gets a triple already in this round, going huge. Flank goes down.
Plant is going to go down. Triple kill already taken, but road to an ace? Question mark? It's very close, but Twiz has been anchoring it back in their own smoke, looking to find somebody. But are they going to be able to check their corners enough? And it is going to work. The Stinger gets one. And this is a big push-up, but oh no, the Bucky not enough against this man, Evade. And here we go. Twist not going for a bigger gun. Instead, sticking with the Stinger, looking for more. Finds out Evade, but there is the trade. And that is the Bucky. So much damage, but unfortunately, this is a video game, and a buttload of buckshot is not enough.
Not enough, and a tied scoreline coming up here, 4 in a row on this defensive side here, and it is this offensive side. Keep confusing them, you know. It's scrambled here tonight, but yeah, 8-8 going to be the scoreline here. This is grand finals, really tight. We love to see it here. And it seems like just Flanks and Evade have just been the two players here in this lobby making a difference for Verity, bringing them back into this game single-handedly.
Yeah, almost single-handedly, but now that they're tied, obviously the attack does have some advantage here with 2 ultimates, but they still have to get past the Viper pit that is being built up. And of course, this is where the difficulties really lie. We are now seeing that Surf has stopped the aggressive plays and instead are choosing to hold tight angles, tight corners, and that's what you need to do when you are behind. But how is it going to be enough with, of course, Zames anchoring it in hookah, looking for anybody to swing out, peek them, maybe get punctured? It's tough.
It's tough, and you don't really have the utility tools to hold down a site if they send all of their utility towards you. But I do like this from Verity, changing up their playstyles, making sure they get it. Flanks a nice kill there to unlock the possibility for a B site push, but switching it over to a slow, patient site here. Goated gonna play an off angle on this low, on this under. Boda takes a lot of damage. Evade with the kill, and it's already 2. Reese will get one back here. Now 4v2, and Verity once again, they just get sight so quick and then start down.
Wow, the plant already doing such a great job trying to keep them all back, all away. But look at that Molly from Twist. Forces Manny up, and the trade is still going to drop. But right now, Verity very happy about that trade. Now making this a 3-against-1. Boda looking for more. Spots out just nothing. And look at that, walks backwards right into Polar.
That is just a rough scenario. I mean, that first player, that one player holding it down. We talked about Zames, trying to just hold down, try and protect that interest into B, gets killed off first, gives them an immediate advantage into it. Is going to be a really, really rough buy. You got to say right now for Surf, the residents of Shambles Town, not the best place to be for them. They have 4 ultimates, but the buy is just going to be very, very weak.
Yeah, that buy. I mean, a Bucky in the hands of Z's, though. Last time we saw it, it did nothing. But maybe this time, it could be a little bit different. It could be just enough to a real bill pay the bucks, Able to get the Bucky down, do some damage, if they're able to just get close enough to these attacking players. Obviously, Evade already anchoring it up, looking for something, but this is tough for Team Surf.
It's gonna be tough. I mean, we talk about no real utility tools to help defend this. I mean, you talk about a Viper pushed out to try and defend your whole B side is pretty much what they have. And once again, Verity, they're just slowing down the pace, making sure that they keep their opponents on their toes and trying to expect everything, maybe even waste something. Evade actually going to get some knowledge, and knowledge traded back there towards Surf, as they know some players going to be going towards long here. Send some blinds out, send something, but flanks now. With this rocket fuse again, this ultimate just scary already. The ultimate whiffs, but Zames is waiting now at the entrance. Guns are not good. Flank's going to get the first, and the site once again going towards Verity, the plane.
Yeah, and honestly, that's where the ultimate's gonna come up, but look at that, it baits him out, and look at this positioning! The semi one way is still gonna go down. Manny, a little bit too aggressive there. They now don't have Viper Pit, and this is a retake definitely possible, but they don't have a lot of weapons. Look at that, they're taking the portals, rotating as fast as humanly possible, but it might not be fast enough.
Smoke's down.
Yeah, it looks like Surf is going to be here very quick. You talked about 10 seconds. Fade going to try and stop these 2 players from rotating in. A nice little blind will go through, and it ends up being there for Verity. Beautiful 4v1 Boda. There's some low health bars on the other side, but going to have to try and almost get an ace out. Gets the first. That's a start. Try to now swing with this Fade. Have the ultimate, but most likely does not want to utilize it. Now watching Showers.
I'll find you.
TP. Not that orb, maybe get some more information. Nothing now. Swinging onto Polar. Polar very low health. Gets the chamber. Oh, but Polar is there to stop it. Boda had an opportunity, and it was scary, but Verity going 6 rounds in a row here.
6 rounds in a row to take it down, and this is going to be double digits for the Team Verity, and that's going to cause a little bit of panic for Team Surf. They want a timeout. They want to see, hey, coach, put me in. Let's change some things up. Let's see what in our playbook is just not working for us. And honestly, what do you think, Llama, that they need to tell themselves to really fix this game? They have 2 ults to work on, but there's a lot to change.
And it's hard. They just don't really have the defensive tools, and it just seems like they're having to put players forward because they don't have that utility to try and defend it. I mean, we're talking about putting your Viper out towards, out towards that edge of B site to try and defend it, just not really what you want to do. And it just seems like maybe they either have to play retake with a full 5v5 force, or they're just going to have to, take better positioning, take better angles, and get your team mentality back together.
Yeah, that team mentality definitely a requirement for them. Obviously, you are seeing what we expect to see with No Sentinel, an inability to hold a site, and that is why they have lost 6 rounds in a row right now. And the inability to hold sites, inability to retake sites, I really think that the inability to retake sites is just because there's already too little players, and if it's a 2 against 5, you're kind of gonna be pushed back a little bit. But let's see what is gonna really be decided now that they are still triple stacking that B site while everybody on Team Verity is slowly inching towards A.
Is going to be, looks like the choice again for Verity. They've been super successful over towards this site too, but A more, it does seem like. Now double ult on the side of Surf. They could have a possibility to get something going. They're going to need to, because again, 10-8, do not want to drop a single round here in this grand final match of this best of 3. Do not want to let Verity get any more momentum. Again, they lost game number 1, so it would be a reverse sweep if Verity does win this game. But yeah, Fade ult, Viper ult still available for this Surf side. As the fast pushed onto A. Looks like they're mostly just going to give it up. Flanks is going to take one though. Twiz gets a trade. KY looking for it, but Flanks, again, it's a 4v2 already. It just seems like Surf is just letting them in, getting these picks, and it's just not working out right now for Surf.
I agree. Surf definitely not seeming that confidence that we had. I think really their confidence is what is down right now, and obviously we're seeing a little bit of util take out one. Boda here ready for more, looking for anything, but that is going to spot out one. Here's the problem though, that bomb's going tick tick tick, and they gotta get some picks. Let's see the push up, and there is the lineup, the fire, the brimstone, as everybody is now down, and now Boda looking for more, tries to find another, but look at that, they've already rotated around to showers. Perfect repositioning, and Boda, last person standing, getting the headshots. One, but can't get the other, and Flanks is going to get out with the TP.
Beautiful TP, gets that gun, gets the safety, and once again, it just seems like Surf, their retake seems so clean that if they have more players alive, they could have possibly gotten that successful. And you look at the weapons, they cannot invest this round. Only Boda going to be the only player with one of those rifles, the Bulldog in hand, and a shield. 2 light shields, some sheriffs on the other side, and we're talking about giving this match, most likely this round, over to Verity, putting them on match point, and you are going to have to go 5 in a row, 4 in a row to put yourself in a position where you haven't won a single round this half. It's a tough ask for Surf.
A very tough ask for Surf indeed, but I think that they just might be able to get it if, just if, they can get some early picks here, because right now they've always been down on players, and this early pick attempt by Z's could end up in failure. Luckily, Flanks is going to be able to get just the way out of there, and all of them rocking the Sheriff right now, looking to see, can we spot anybody? Can we get a headshot? Can we shut them down? And they've hit some nutty shots before. I think they might be able to do it again.
It's like the Wild West out here. A lot of revolvers. The side of Surf, but they're gonna have to make something out of nothing here. And Manny, the first kill is gonna be big. It looks like they are once again just gonna give up this A site for almost free. Twiz is gonna swing out, try and get something with this plant, but Manny is there once again. Twiz goes down. They still have the rifle, I believe, available on that Bulldog, but Deez is dead. It's down to 2. Boda, I believe, did end up selling that Bulldog back, so it's just 2 sheriffs looking for it, swinging. Flanks is there, and Manny, the duo, they get it done. No deaths, a flawless round for Verity, and now a match point, series point, tournament point for them.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of points that they need to get, though, and right now it is the bye round. Can we see Surf win 4 in a row? They've won 4 in a row in this game earlier. Problem. Right now, Ver has won 8 in a row. The difference that we're seeing from momentum, seeing from the shift, all they need is one more, and they're sitting on Flanks' ultimate. They're sitting on K1 ultimate. And speaking of Flanks, dude's 27 kills deep right now.
absolutely huge for flanks, going massive in this game. But for Boda, scouts it out. This is a good start to the round for them. The good start to a successful defense. Like you said, those ults are really close. If they can get a good round,
Right
and you
here.
saw D's there in that beginning, get not a headshot, but a body shot there. So no kill, but some damage done. Now, Razal and Brimall both available for the side of Verity. Once again, it kind of looks like an A swing as they send some players over to it. But look at this. Surf looks prepared with 3 players on site.
Yeah, they look pretty prepared here, trying their best to really make it work. One thing you do have to mention is what is going on from these players on the second side. Obviously, Boda, look at this position here. He's going to get punished for that position. And Flanks gets one. The showstopper out and the trade with 1 HP remaining. Now, there it is. 1 for 1 at the very end. 1 and done, though. 2 versus 3 retake. And every time a 2 versus 3 retake has happened, it's been tough. But Z's this time has an op to be the change that they need. K1 is going to get 1, but retaking with an op, that is tough. And you got no other options outside of not get dropped. Can you actually do it? Of course, this is the final. This is the last 30 seconds if he can't clutch it. Z's, though, looking for more. Check your corner, though. Polarizing the both sides of your brain. Beautiful attempt there. And honestly, what a game.
That was a beautiful series, and you got to imagine a beautiful day of Valorant for all of these teams. In the end, though, Verity, it was just absolutely beautiful. That second half, you talked about it, 8-4. Nah, they're comfortable. Oh, yeah. They are good. They are ready to go. They locked it in. They didn't give a single round over towards Surf. And like you said, it's hard to retake with an op. It's hard. And you just saw them kind of giving that site over, not giving them any chance. Those players just leaving them on site, not backing them up. The retake's just not there. The round there for Surf.
Yeah, and honestly, you know, there's a lot of factors into what happened there. Verity, obviously, they had a beautiful round of just comeback constantly from the Rays, able to get over, almost 30 kills that game, consistently popping off, and that's what you really need to do. But you also, little question in the back of your mind, do you think that with the second game going so poorly for just technical problems, do you think that if anything was different, if their toaster of a PC did not enter the bathwater, would they have been able to clutch it up? Lots of speculation can be said, but at the end of the day, congratulations to Team Verity Esports. You guys have won today's and the number 22nd prize of Frost Whiteout Weekly. Of course, GG's to all who played. It's been fun casting. And how do you feel at the final end of everything here, Llama?
I'm excited. I mean, we got to see a lot, like you said, a lot of really good teams come out, play some Valorant. Now, Surf, obviously, they're not walking home with nothing, so they will get at least something to take home. Not the biggest prize pool for them. They don't get the largest chunk, but they will get a piece of it at least. They got to be happy about their second place finish. And overall, I just think it was exciting. You know, we got to see a lot of high quality Valorant from these teams here tonight. It was a lot of fun. Again, huge thanks to Trolley for giving that prize pool out to us for Frost. And, you know, like you said, it was just a really good day of Valorant overall. Just super, super exciting to watch everyone.
Yeah, very exciting to watch, very exciting to cast. It is my first time casting here at, of course, Frost Esports RL. But special thanks to everybody in production for making sure that goes flowing. Special thanks to my co-caster, Llama77, for bringing me on here and taking the reins of host. You know, you've been a great co-caster today, and special thanks to the Twitch chat who was incredibly active during this finals. Remember, if your team who you were rooting for did not win, they'll probably be back next week at another shot to win up to 300. So thank you everybody for watching us. If you guys enjoyed how we casted, please tell us. The only way we know we do a good job is if you tell us. And if you want to tell me directly, you can find me on Twitter at EducateNator. I'll type that out in chat. But where can people find you, Llama?
You can find me over, my Twitter is llama774 because llama77 was taken. But yeah, I do that. I also cast Apex scrims on my own Twitch channel, the _llama77. But yeah, it's exactly like you mentioned. Go check us out if you do love our casting, show the support. But a huge thank you to all Twitch chat. A huge thank you to everyone in production, everyone all around, and all the players for coming out to play tonight for the Frost Esports tournament. But I think that is going to do it for us here tonight. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you all next time.